Auburn and Northwestern. Then we'll get you Alabama, Notre Dame, Clemson, Ohio State. Happy New Year, everybody. Ring it in.
All right, thanks a lot, Reese. 2021 is here, and we are here in Atlanta, where the players play. That's right. Mercedes-Benz Stadium on a foggy, a little bit of a rainy day. But biblically speaking, rain always symbolizes prosperity. Welcome, everyone, to the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl. And speaking of prosperity, the Cincinnati Bearcats out of the Queen City, they are obsessed with their perfection. Obstinate about remaining stainless. 9-0 coming into this game today. Desmond Ridder, the trigger man at quarterback. Today, they take on JT Daniel and the Georgia Bulldogs, just 71 miles from their campus up the highway, I-85 in Athens, Georgia. They are the home crew today, playing some of the best football of any team in the country down the stretch. Georgia and Cincinnati for the third time. And you know what, folks, simply put, Georgia, the Blue Bloods, trying to remind Cincinnati, the New Bloods, that they're not ready for this smoke. Here we are at the beginning of a new year, at the end of a season like no other. Desmond Ridder and the Bearcats are chasing perfection, ready to show they can't be denied.
Cincinnati wins the American Athletic Conference Championship.
Georgia had struggles come and go this season, but JT Daniels and the Bulldogs remain resolute for a strong finish.
This is fun.
Welcome to 2021. Welcome to New Year's Day. Welcome to the Peach Bowl. Welcome, everyone, to the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl, the 53rd edition from Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta. What a great day of college football we have coming up. We have our version of, I don't know, I'm going to call it college football Wakanda, Utopia. This is the day Dusty Dvorak we've all been waiting for. Mark Jones, Dusty Dvorak, Chris Button down in the field joining us in just a moment. From all of us here at our ESPN family to all of you at home, all the best in 2021 to you and yours. Dusty, this is what we've been waiting for. Two great national semifinal games coming after Cincinnati and Georgia Tech. Tell me what you're most looking forward to.
What's the biggest day in college football? It's New Year's Day, the holy grail if you're a college football player and a college football fan. We'll have the playoff games later, but in this game, a Georgia team that wants to continue to ascend with bigger and brighter thoughts in mind for next season. And for Cincinnati, this is their playoff. They feel disrespected and looking to make a statement here today.
You know, Cincinnati, Desmond talked about it a little bit earlier. He's been talking about it as you have all year. They were a team that was right in the college football playoff conversation. Undefeated at 8-0 despite several disruptions in their schedule like so many other teams. They won the American Conference Championship on a last-second field goal by Cole Smith. Their quarterback, Desmond Ridder, was the Conference Player of the Year. Luke Fickell, the American Conference Coach of the Year. But this is the guy that is the trigger man for this squad. 6 consecutive games with a pass and rushing touchdown. We have seen his meteoric ascension and rise, Dusty, from week 1. This guy might be playing better football than any quarterback right now.
And it was a slow start to the season. We have seen the maturation and the growth throughout the course of the year. And what he did is he relied on his best skill set, his athleticism and his ability to stress defenses as a runner. He's got a long stride, deceptive speed, but man, is he effective. And it's really allowed his confidence to grow as a thrower. Better chemistry throughout the course of the season with his wide receiving core. And by season's end, one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in all of college football. He needs to be at his best here today against a stout Bulldog defense.
Yeah, certainly does, Dusty. You know, Luke Fickell, the head coach of the Bearcats, admits that this Georgia team is, quote, the best team we've played since I've been at Cincinnati, end quote. That's a major statement when you look at their schedule in the past. As for Georgia, quarterbacking has been the theme for them for most of the season. At one point, there were 5 quarterbacks in the picture. Before the season, Jamie Newman left. DeJuan Mathis started the first game against Arkansas, but he was replaced by Stetson Bennett, who started the next 5 games after that. And the carousel continued to turn. Then JT Daniels started the last 3 games after he got healthy. And if you got all that, it becomes a question of, man, what could have been? This guy's playing great football.
Well, he's taken this Georgia offense to a completely different level. He's got the arm strength, he's got the accuracy, and most importantly, he's got it between the ears. A very cerebral player, makes changes at the line, gets Georgia into their best plays, and allows the skill of the wide receivers to really showcase their talent week in and week out.
Yeah, that burgeoning chemistry between him and his receivers, something to watch here today. Let's go downstairs to Chris Button.
Hey guys, well, Georgia missing close to 10 players today for a variety of reasons: opt-outs, transfers, injuries. Most notably, they are missing captains on both sides of the ball. Offensive lineman Ben Cleveland and linebacker Monty Rice are out today, but they could get some help back in the secondary. Defensive back Richard LeConte, who was injured in a terrible motorbike accident in late October, has practiced all week. He was at full speed in pregame warm-ups today. That would be a huge moment for the senior. Meanwhile, Cincinnati also without 3 of their starters today: running back Jared Doak, safety James Wiggins, and center Jake Renfro. But this Cincinnati team told me they have something to play for today. Desmond Ritter, the quarterback, told me that they have a chip on their shoulder, that they feel like the rest of the college football universe looks at them like the small guys, and they want to come out today and prove that they can hang with the best of them.
Yeah, you know, Chris, they have a perfectly balanced temperament, the Bearcats do. They got a chip, I think, on both shoulders. It's the 3rd all-time meeting between Cincinnati and Georgia. The kickoff coming right up after this.
As a Marine, I learned resilience.
Plus 1,000 bonus cash on the 2021 Grand Cherokee Limited.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl here from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, GA. Mark Jones chopping it up with Dusty Dvorak, Chris Button down on the sidelines. A few moments before the kick, as we take a look at the respective sidelines, the brain trust, Luke Fickell in his 4th season at Cincinnati's head coach. Back-to-back 11-win years prior to this one, and his counterpart this afternoon, Kirby Smart, in his 5th season as Georgia's head coach, has his team playing great football at just the right time. To say that these teams are anticipating and ready and roaring to go, that picture told the story. Cincinnati winning the toss, deferring to the second half. Georgia will receive the opening kick. Back deep. Jackson for the Bulldogs. From the goal line, and brought down at the 18. It'll be 1st down and 10 for quarterback JT Daniels. From there, he completed 67% of his passes on his 3-game season sample so far. 9 touchdown tosses against 1 interception. His story goes back to USC, where he was injured initially and then decided to transfer in 2019. Guy with great arm talent, high football IQ. 1st down and 10 from the 18. Zamir White in the backfield takes the handoff, nowhere to go, and then slips through a tackler to pick up about 2 yards. Daniels, a 6'3" sophomore from Irvine, California. There's a look at his numbers: 839 yards passing, and still catching on to the nuances of Todd Monken's offense. Dusty, what do you like about what he does?
Arm strength, accuracy, throws a very catchable ball, and smart at the line of scrimmage pre-snap.
2nd down and 8, a little play action, rolls out, hits his tight end for 1st down at the 30-yard line. That's John Fitzpatrick with 2 yards to spare, tackled by Forrest.
Gotta love the play action pass here. Watch 86 just gonna sneak out off the play action, get JT Daniels outside the pocket. Blocking initially, then wide open. Cincinnati did not identify Fitzpatrick in the middle of the field.
The Cincinnati defense, a top 10 defense for most of the season. From the 29-yard line, first down and 10. Keep an eye on George Pickens at the bottom of your screen. He's their home run hitter. They're going to run it, though, instead to the left side of that offensive line and nowhere to go as Elijah Ponder makes the tackle on the play. 6'3" senior. Homecoming for him. He's out of Atlanta.
He's stout at the line of scrimmage. Two-time all-conference player. Got that powerful knockback punch at the line of scrimmage. Holds the point well. Shed the block. And a nice tackle for loss.
Ponder, Brooks, and Jay Sanders up front for Cincinnati.
You roll a lot of guys along that defensive line. It's really the engine of this Cincinnati defense, and they're going to have to be stout today against this physical running game for the Bulldogs.
Darnell Washington, the tight end, in motion, and he makes the catch. Chopped down immediately, though. Good open field tackle by Brian Cook, who's filling in for James Wiggins at safety, and that's a big guy to bring down, Dusty.
He is a freaky athlete, Darnell Washington. 6'7", 260 against Missouri the last time out, trying to get him more involved. I expect he's going to have a huge impact potentially here today. See if Marcus Freeman wants to dial up some pressure. Georgia going empty. They like to bring pressure in these situations, not afraid to go man coverage on the outside.
5 wideouts. Now McIntosh comes in for protection. We'll see a bevy of running backs today from Georgia. Daniel to pass. Downfield, incomplete and almost intercepted. So the defense gets the win. And in comes the punting unit, defended by Forrest. He was defending against John Fitzpatrick there.
Good coverage down the field. JT Daniels overshoots his 6'7" tight end in the middle of the field, and a big win and stop on the opening possession for this Bearcats defense.
In comes All-American punter for Georgia, Jake Camarda. Perched at his own 19-yard line, his first punt of the afternoon. Ryan Montgomery back for Cincinnati. His heels firmly planted at his own 20-yard line. A line drive punt that'll bounce at about the 32. Looked like it might have hit somebody. It's going to be scooped up, but it's going to be whistled. Spotted.
On the field, the ball is illegally touched by the kicking team. Ball will be placed at that spot. First down.
That's what I thought happened. It'll be first down. Let's see where they spot it. About the 27.
Thinking it's Campbell on the leg as he's running down.
Yeah, right there. Hit him in the arm, actually. Right there at about the 29, 28-yard line, approximately. First down and 10 for quarterback Desmond Ridder. The American Conference Offensive Player of the Year and Player of the Year. In 2018, he was the Conference Freshman of the Year. Went through quite the battle in training camp, beating out Ben Bryant for QB1. Pulls it out on first down, downfield, into traffic for Pierce, and it's incomplete. Take a look at the season numbers for Desmond Ridder, completing 66% of his passes. 17 touchdown passes against 6 interceptions. And he's their second leading rusher. So he is one of the top dual threat quarterbacks in the country.
And with Jared Dokes out today, anticipate his rushing numbers to go up even more so, especially against this Georgia rush defense to gain the extra hat with the quarterback run game.
Second down and 10. Ridder high but caught. Out to the 37-yard line. That's going to be Michael Young, the Notre Dame transfer. Dusty, third and short. What do you think here?
Zone read, a huge part of what they do here. Gives Desmond Ridder the opportunity to keep the football and get to the edge depending on how Georgia wants to play them. Biggest staple of this Cincinnati offense, the zone read, and they also like to throw to the tight ends off of it, but this is that area, third and medium, they typically dial up zone read.
See that stellar conversion rate on third down. They got to get to the 40-yard line. Dokes, one of their top tailbacks, not playing today due to an injury. Ridder is going to tuck it under. Tries to stick that ball out. I think he came up a little bit short. It's going to be fourth down by about a foot. Boy, look how close that is. Ojulari running him out of bounds right there. He stuck the ball out. We're all the way on the other side of the field, Dusty. It doesn't appear that he got it from where we are, but they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Running on the field, the runner was short of the line to gain. That play is under further review.
Well, we're going to take a break right along with the officials and come back with the deal on the other side.
Hey, my name is Dante, and a little thing
Together. Yeah, I think so too.
Well, during the commercial break, officials telling us that Ritter coming up half a yard short of the first down. Rogers, Redding, what's your analysis of this?
When the ball is when he crosses the sideline, it's not necessarily when that foot hits out of bounds, but at the crossing point where the ball is, then that's going to be where they put it down. So I think they got this right to let the call stand.
All right, and in comes James Smith to punt for Cincinnati, averaging a little over 43 yards per punt. The Australian rolls out and kicks an end-over-end punt that drives Georgia all the way back. JT Daniels, what a story to tell. 2017, came out of Mater Dei High School in California as the Gatorade National Player of the Year. The following season, he started 11 games as a true freshman, folks, at storied USC in 2019's opening game against Fresno State. On this play, suffered a season-ending knee injury, and then, as things subsequently transpired, entered into the transfer portal and came to Georgia. We're going to get our first look here at the freshman Kendall Milton at tailback. Makes the catch here out of the backfield. Broke a tackle, picks up the first down with more to spare all the way out to the 33-yard line. Pretty spirited run by the freshman.
I like this play call. Faked the toss, looked up the seam to his big tight end, checks it down to an extremely talented running back. You see the speed and the ability to make people miss in the open field by Kendall Milton. Might be, Jonesy, the most talented of this very deep Georgia running backfield.
That's a huge statement with White, Cook, McIntosh, Edwards, and Milton there. From the 32, they're going to hand it off to McIntosh. Seeing already our third turtleback for Georgia, brought down by Beavers. Here's a look at the numbers of this Bulldog offense with and without JT Daniels this year. They speak for themselves. Much more prolific offensively, and he does give a certain type of precision to this Georgia offense.
It gives them a vertical passing game, allows them to utilize these talented wide receivers, and then it opens up things because you have to play them different defensively. It opens up things for this Georgia rushing attack.
Fitzpatrick in motion, now sets. They're going to run the ball. This is Kenny McIntosh out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Stopped for a 1-yard gain by Ponder. Chris, got more on Daniels.
Yeah, he committed to Georgia without ever stepping foot on campus at Athens, so he had to learn Monken's offense solely on Zoom, so they would spend hours together watching entire games of Tampa Bay Bucks and Cleveland Browns while he was out on the West Coast in California.
There's a guy who is beyond his years in terms of football IQ, his poise, really just loves the game. Has a pro feel to the way that he carries himself. 3rd and 4.
George Pickens up top.
He's got more touchdowns than anybody for Georgia this year. Batted incomplete, intended for Pickens. Hit him right in the hands or maybe in the face mask. I'm not quite sure, Dusty, but it'll be 4th down either way.
Yeah, rare drop there for George Pickens. Takes his eyes off the football, looked that in. He was going to be short of the sticks, but a rare drop by the highly talented wide receiver and one of the top 3rd down targets for JT Daniels. Yet another stop for this Bearcats defense here early.
He's their most dynamic player on offense. Ryan Montgomery back for this punt from Jake Camarda. Camarda all SEC as well as all American. And he shanked that one as bad as you're going to see a shank. That barely crossed the line of scrimmage. And that's going to put Cincinnati in great starting field position. Look at the official continuing to move. all the way into Georgia territory. Got to get the numbers on this punt. He had a punt blocked against Missouri. He was having a flashback. We'll be back after this.
3 hours to the college football playoff semifinals today on ESPN.
Rules.
24. The Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl, brought to you by Chick-Fil-A Nuggets. Always freshly breaded and perfect for dipping. Capital One, what's in your wallet? And Bolt 24, real advanced hydration from the makers of Gatorade.
In the wake of the American Conference Championship, quarterback Desmond Ridder with the palpable, tangible emotion scrawled across his countenance. Extremely proud and happy and grateful, emotional, and trying to keep that momentum going here against Georgia this afternoon. First down and 10 inside Georgia territory. Ridder pulls it out. Tried to hit Georgia with a move, but ends up losing 3 yards. Chris, what's up with Ridder?
Well, he told me he was so emotional in that moment because he thought about all the people who have played a huge role in his life, particularly the women. His grandma, Jan, his mom, Sarah, who had him when she was just 14 years old, his longtime girlfriend, Claire, and now Desmond's set to become a girl dad. Him and Claire are expecting their first baby after the season.
That's awesome. Wonderful news for a quarterback whose career is on a tremendous upward arc right now. Second down and 13. Looking to pass again. Drills one in, a frozen rope that melts at the 31-yard line into the arms of Michael Young.
Excellent anticipation from Desmond Ridder. He sees his receiver come open, leads him a laser, and how about the catch between the legs by Michael Young? Protection allowed Desmond Ridder to step into the throw. Concentration there by Michael Young to secure the catch. Squeeze them knees together, Jonesy. Whatever it takes.
That's
to
a
get
new
it done.
technique. I haven't seen that technique. First down and 10, 7:31 to go. Bearcats, Dusty, as you pointed out, a little bit light on running plays right now. First down and 10. And with that, they'll run it. Jerome Ford getting the start because Jared Dokes, the #1 running back, out with an injury. He's stopped up by Jordan Davis. Let's take a look at today's Chick-fil-A impact players.
Well, Georgia's out a couple of their key guys. No Monty Rice, so Quay Walker's going to have to step up. No Eric Stokes outside. Tyreek Stevenson moves from nickel to play corner, and it's imperative that down the field, Michael Young, Alec Pierce allow this Cincinnati Bearcat passing attack to have success and open up some things on the inside for the running game.
Got a trips right formation here. Ridder hands it off. Ford again, nowhere to go. Couldn't get to the edge and square those shoulders north-south. Good team speed and pursuit by that Bulldog defense, including Christopher Smith, Dusty, who led the way.
But Christopher Smith, watch the speed. You see Dean also on the second level, but Smith coming downhill. This Bulldog run defense is good as anyone in the country. They're big and physical up front, and they've got athletes on the second, third level that run around and make you feel it when they get there on impact. Big third down here for the Bearcats. Look for Pierce up top. One-on-one coverage against Stevenson.
And that circus grab against Memphis in that pivotal win for the Bearcats. Ridder gonna throw it. Finds Pierce, as you pointed out, Dusty, complete inside the 20. They're going to spot it at about the 18-yard line. They move the chains again.
Well, this is a different offense when Alec Pierce is healthy and in the ball game. You see him create some separation on the comeback, high point the football, and a key first down on 3rd and long. Big time play. And how about Ridder? Delivers a dime as he's hit before the throw gets out of his hand.
Pierce was working against Stevenson. Eric Stokes not playing, one of those players for the Bulldogs that opted out of this game. Ridder keeps it. Got a good block out in front from his tight end, Bruno LaBelle, and picks up a few yards on this play. Dusty, tell me about their tendencies in the red zone.
They love to run the football, and the closer they get to the end zone, the more you're going to see quarterback run game.
Ritter really potent with his legs.
This is something, talking with defensive coordinator Dan Lanning, they were very aware of and noticed on film. Desmond Ritter likes to call his own number the closer they get to the goal line.
Ryan Montgomery in the backfield. Ritter back to pass over the middle, finds his man Pierce, and touchdown! Bearcats strike first. Alec Pierce has been a playmaker all season long for Cincinnati.
When he's in the lineup and he's healthy, it changes the dynamic of the Cincinnati Bearcat offense. We talked with Mike Denbrock just the other day, and that's exactly what he said. He was integral in their championship win against Tulsa, can go up and get the football. Nice route there on the curl. An outstanding job finishing after the catch to get the Bearcats on the board.
The number 8 ranked Cincinnati Bearcats, champs from the American Conference, rolling into the Bulldogs' backyard here, taking the first bite on the scoreboard.
Well, it was a poor punt from Georgia that set up the great field possession for Cincinnati. And what do with it? They take advantage. Alec Pierce making the most of his opportunity here in the ATL.
Team, it's been a grind, but
and get more with Tax Act.
Welcome back, everyone, to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Mark Jones alongside Dusty Dvorak, Chris Button down in the field, chopping it up here on New Year's Day 2021. And the Cincinnati Bearcats were a little surprised for the Bulldogs to start this one off. Dusty, tell us what the key was on this touchdown catch.
Well, it's going to be a zone blitz. Watch the route here by Wiley, and then you see Pierce sneak underneath. But the linebacker comes and he vacates the hole right here in the middle of the defense. And as you're going to see, linebacker Tyndall, safety here, they take bad angles, and it opens up the middle of the field, and Alec Pierce recognizes it, gets vertical, and takes it into the end zone for the opening touchdown of this Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl.
Great run. We've seen Pierce do that all season long when healthy. He missed several games this year, but when in, he makes a tremendous impact. Let's see what the Bulldogs do to counter. Daniels looking downfield, one-on-one, has a man laying out and caught miraculously by George Pickens. Do it to him, George. Wow.
Wow is right. He had the drop earlier, wasn't going to do it a second time. Double move. He beats the safety, Derek Forrest, a full extension layout, and he brings it to his chest. What a play.
Daniels snaps it quickly. Zamir White breaks a couple of tackles, another one, and picks up a first down.
How about the balance here from Zamir White? Let's look at it one more time. George Pickens full extension.
He had his arm underneath.
Looked like his forearm was underneath the football. And Georgia quickly gets on the ball, doesn't even allow the boot to take a second look. And then Zamir White showing balance and a quality pickup on first down.
And 2 quick plays, Dusty. They're already down to the 12-yard line of Cincinnati. That's how you answer a touchdown score. Daniels, one-on-one coverage, picked off in the end zone by Kobe Bryant, then fumbled, recovered, wild, frenzied. Let's wait and see what the call is here. Kobe Bryant with the pick. And it's Cincinnati football.
Well, it's great position by Kobe Bryant. And I think Pickens was expecting a back shoulder throw. That pass goes inside. JT Daniels misfires on that. And Kobe Bryant with a timely interception.
It looked like it might have been punched loose by Pickens afterwards. And then recovered, it appeared, by a Bulldog. But boy, you talk about a conference call right there. I mean, let's wait for this.
Cincinnati recovered.
Yeah.
I think the question is, where was he when he recovered the ball after it gets knocked out?
And appropriately, a guy named Kobe Bryant with a slam dunk on the sidelines after that great interception. Here's the call.
The running on the field, it was an interception in the end zone, followed by a fumble from the end zone into the field of play. The ball was subsequently recovered by the defense. The defender's momentum took him into the end zone from the 1-yard line. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. First down, Cincinnati.
Rogers Redding, our rules analyst, explained this one to us.
Okay, Jonesy, there is an interception in the end zone. Clearly it's interception. The ball is punched out and goes into the field of play. That's a fumble. And then Cincinnati recovers the ball and is down at the 1-yard line. And so that's where the ball is going to be played. You can see his knee comes down as he's in possession of the ball. Now, if he'd kept that knee off the ground and gone into the end zone, that would have been a touchdown. But as it is, it's going to be down at about the 1-yard line. So this is a good call. Clearly, that's an interception and a fumble.
And then punch loose.
And that's right. And the ball comes back into the field of play. He recovers the ball. And so that is a live ball in the field of play. And so it has been fumbled. And obviously, if Cincinnati gets the ball, if the guy had been able to carry it in the end zone, it would have been a touchdown. But as it is, Cincinnati is going to have the ball on the 1-yard line.
Right. You mean a touchback?
Would have been a touchback.
Yeah. Right. Okay, there's a look at the recovery. Yeah, his knee looked like it was down at about the 1.
Ty Van Fossen, whose role is going to increase today when Georgia gets into bigger personnel.
Hey, but let's talk about this secondary, the Bearcats. Dusty, this is the 4th time we've seen them this year. They've been doing this all season long between Bryant on one corner and Sauce Gardner on the other.
Well, it's their calling card. They take the football away. Marcus Freeman trusts his guys in man-to-man coverage on the outside, not afraid to play there. That's a missed throw by JT Daniels. He's got to put that ball high up top where his bigger wide receiver can go make a play, or outside back shoulder away from the defender. And Kobe Bryant takes advantage.
And this is
misfire from JT Daniels.
Yeah, and this is what they get to do to celebrate as a payoff. Kobe Bryant, that's a 10. I haven't given out any 10s this year.
A 10?
That's a 10.
I give it a 10 too. You're just usually a little bit tougher on the dunks.
Hey, well, this is a big bowl game and big time interception and a big momentum swing subsequently for Cincinnati, whose secondary has been predacious all season long with interceptions. And coming up with a huge one here, we're wondering what this delay is about now as they spot the ball at the 1-yard line. 3:29 to go in the first quarter, the first turnover of the football game. So the replay booth is taking another look at one. Here's another call.
Play is under further review.
Okay. Okay, we're going to exhale a little bit and come back. Cincinnati ball when we return.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 53rd edition of the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl from Atlanta. Well, the officials had another look, and we have another confirmation of the previous call. They're going to spot the ball at the just inside the 1-yard line with the fumble recovery made there, Dusty.
He's on the ground, possesses the football, and had it right from the get-go.
Yeah, Ty Van Fossen there for the fumble recovery. So 99 yards away.
Dangerous area here against this Georgia defense. They're tough to move. Maybe just a quarterback sneak, something easy to give them some breathing room.
Ritter under center. And just as you called, Dusty, onto about the 2.5-yard line, Desmond Ritter, 6'4" junior from Louisville, Kentucky, who Chris Button reported a moment ago, the women in his life has made a profound impact on him, including Grandma Jan, who taught him how to spin it as a youngster. Here's a look at Grandma. We've seen her virtually all year. It's great to see Jan in person here amongst the almost 18,000 fans allowed inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Ritter out of the end zone. Little heat and got rid of it. Bruno LaBelle, the closest receiver. And it'll be 3rd down and long in the shadows of their own goalposts.
Yeah, Dan Lanning bringing pressure. You got Quay Walker going to be just coming right here. He comes clean. Desmond Ritter just wants to get the football out of his hands, misfires. Got to be conservative here, backed up from your own end zone. Last thing you want to do, I think, if you're Luke Fickell, Mike Denbrock, offensive coordinator, force something and get yourself in trouble.
Ritter out of the shotgun this time. Rolls to his right, throws a dart incomplete, intended for Young. And it's a quick 3 and out, so Georgia's going to get good starting field position after this punt.
Dog defense holds. Quick sprint out, misfire once again by Desmond Ritter. I think going through his mind, just being backed up in his own end zone, just wanting to get the football out of his hand as pressure comes into his face. Well done by Dan Lanning's group to get the stop.
James Smith into punt. That's Garris Jackson standing at the 47-yard line. Calls for a fair catch at the 44. Well, it'll be 1st down and 10 for Georgia from there. Folks, later today, what a day on ESPN as well as the app. You can catch the college football playoff semifinals. Coverage begins 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, with number 1 Alabama taking on number 4 Notre Dame in the Rose Bowl game presented by Capital One, being played at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, followed by number 2 Clemson and number 3 Ohio State in the All-State Sugar Bowl. The winners play for the national championship game presented by AT&T Monday, January 11th on ESPN.
Can't wait for those games later in the day. Can anybody stop that Alabama offense? Man, Notre Dame needs to bring some pressure, try to make Mac Jones uncomfortable.
And Smith, one heck of a receiver for Bama as well. Jackson with the catch. A late flag thrown at the 39-yard line. Let's wait and see what this penalty is all about and see if it is going to stand. It'll be a hold.
Holding number 1 offense, 10-yard penalty in spot of the foul. Still 1st down.
It's going to go against Pickens.
George Pickens, typically a really good blocker on the perimeter for the Bulldogs. See him here. Just a little swing screen outside. Gets that left hand outside the framework. And then he gets to pull. Anytime the defender, Taj Ward, there tries to separate from the blocker, and you see that grab, and as he went to the ground, easy flag for the official.
Backs it up to midfield at the 50-yard line. McIntosh in a tailback. Daniels slings it complete. Still on his feet is Darnell Washington. Still on his feet. Wow. Unrelenting and unyielding, the true freshman with a big play.
He is a matchup nightmare. 6'7", 260, runs routes like a wide receiver. And he's got a much smaller Arquan Bush working on him.
That's not fair.
Nice shot by JT Daniels on the post and quality yards after the catch for Washington.
And he put some guys in the weight room on that run after the catch. They're going to run it this time. This is McIntosh into the boundary. Gain of about 2 on the play, pushed out of bounds by Beavers. 2nd down and about 8. Looks like we had a couple of flags down on the field as well.
Illegal block in the back. Number 73 offense, 10-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
That's going to go against Xavier Truss. They've had some changes on that offensive line with Ben Cleveland opting out.
There's Truss, middle of the line. I don't know about that. Shabari Taylor goes down.
You usually stick up for your defensive line.
Yeah, but I don't know. That wasn't much there for me.
Man, 2021 bringing surprises here. Daniels to pass. Makes the catch. It's Pickens, pardon me. And Pickens gets back some of that yardage. Tackled around the 15-yard line as we approach a minute to go here in the 1st quarter.
Quality tackle by Derek Forrest going to be key that when these athletic wide receivers of Georgia get the ball in their hands like Pickens, that the secondary for Cincinnati able to get them to the ground. We've already seen on this drive Washington with a lot of yak after the catch. Nice tackle there by Forrest.
Last time Georgia was this close to the end zone, Kobe Bryant came up with an interception. Daniels over the middle, caught, Pickens, touchdown Bulldogs. A point away from tying this game. And do your little dance, George Pickens.
A lot of times it's all about how do you respond after a mistake. JT Daniels wishes he could have back the interception, and he comes back with a couple of strikes to get the Bulldogs on the board.
That's a Cincinnati secondary that hasn't allowed a lot of touchdown passes all year. George Pickens had a drop earlier, an incredible grab laying out after that, and now a touchdown catch.
Well, and they motion McIntosh out, so now they get Pickens in the slot working on a safety, and that's going to be Brian Cook, who's in today for James Wiggins. They got the exact matchup they wanted. Look at the anticipation of the throw between the backers over the second level, inside of the safety. Cook can't make a play. Quality route by George Pickens, and an excellent throw by JT Daniels.
Pickens,
a kiss to the sky to cap it off.
Hey, man, sometimes you just got to shake what your mama gave you, and he certainly did there in the aftermath as well. A guy that continues to become a bigger part of that offense. Sauce Gardner, meanwhile, on the sidelines. Maybe the best defensive back in the American Conference. Suffering from back spasms, we are told. And, man, what is that? Or how does that impact their defense?
It's a big loss. I mean, he's a shutdown boundary corner. Marcus Freeman feels like they can just put him over the side and he can lock down a side of the field. It's going to be a storyline to follow the rest of this game.
Yeah, no doubt. They'll come out 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for the Cincinnati Bearcats. 9-0, pardon me, looking to stay perfect. Folks, the last 2 bowl games are tomorrow. And ESPN, as well as the ESPN app, will have them for you. It starts at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Number 25, Oregon. Number 10, Iowa State in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, followed by the number 5, Texas A&M Aggies taking on number 13, Mac Brown's North Carolina Tar Heels in the Capital One Orange Bowl from Miami Gardens, Florida. 1st down and 10. Let's see what Ritter does to counter. It's the quick slant. Out to about the 28-yard line, caught by Pierce. And a touchdown reception. A little bit earlier, Wyatt making the tackle on the play.
Really good effort by Devontae Wyatt, getting out of the stack on the wide receiver tunnel screen. A nice hit right as the receiver catches the football. I love seeing the defensive lineman being a little athletic and getting out and running, making a play.
Oh, agile and hostile defensive lineman, just like my partner. That's the first 15 minutes in the books in 2021. And this game's shaping up to be a really fierce battle with pyrotechnics provided on the field by Pickens. Second quarter coming up right after this.
3 hours to the college football playoff semifinals today on ESPN.
I don't know why I can't come with you.
Ever since, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back, everyone. This season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, Allstate will make a contribution to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. Through the fog here in ATL, Interstate 85 a little bit faster than it usually moves, and a fast track inside at the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl. Desmond Ritter and the Cincinnati offense with the football at their own 28-yard line. 2nd down and 7 out of the shotgun. Ritter is going to be swallowed and swarmed and sacked back at the 19. That's number 19, Adam Anderson.
Well, the speed for Adam Anderson off the edge. I mean, watch the quickness. And the dip at the end, that dip and rip, offensive tackle, 58, Darius Harper can't bend his knees and get down. When you've got speed and you can bend the edge, dip the corner like that, tough to deal with. Big time pressure and a sack on Desmond Ridder.
Pushes the ball all the way back to the 21. It'll be 3rd down and 14.
You got to be careful. They got some serious pass rushers up front for Georgia.
Ryan Montgomery in the backfield. 3 receivers out to the top of your screen for Ridder. Pulls the trigger, fires complete. No, incomplete, pardon me. At the 31, it looked for a second like Trey Tucker was able to hang on to it. And they'll have to punt. Brini knocked it loose.
Yeah, watch the knockout here at the end by Latavius Brini. Gets that right arm in there, punches it loose. That's outstanding coverage. And a nice pass breakup on 3rd down.
Let everybody know, incomplete. So into punt is James Smith. Average almost 44 yards a punt. Hasn't had one blocked this year. Left an Australian cherry orchard to punt at Cincinnati. A lot of Australian punters doing a great job in college football. It's a high end-over-end one this time. Comes down at the 33-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from there. Having a non-Power 5 team in a New Year's 6 bowl game and succeeding is really not a surprise, Dusty, when you look at the procession of teams that have been successful.
The chip on the shoulder from some of these Power 5 teams. As we talked from the onset, look, Cincinnati felt disrespected. They feel that they can play with anybody in the country, and this is a measuring stick game. Luke Fickell did not mix words. He told us it's a great opportunity to figure out where we are as a program and just how good of a team we are. So far, we got a tight contest here in the Peach Bowl.
And if you say group of 5 around Coach Fickell, be ready to be in a nice combative argument. He does not like that phrase.
He's a wrestler, so be careful.
Tied at 7 on the handoff. That's the true freshman we're getting a chance to see, Kendall Milton. He has Dejon Edwards in the backfield, another true freshman. James Cook not playing today. Kenny McIntosh, Zamir White.
A couple of things early from Cincinnati's front. They're typically a 3-3-5. They're deploying more 4-down linemen and a lot of movement up front. Linebackers coming downhill, changing gaps up front, trying to create some confusion for this offensive line, and it's paying dividends early against the run.
Daniels to pass. The out pattern complete. Just shy of the 40-yard line. Nice catch by Demetris Robertson. And it'll be 3rd down, and looks like about 4 or 5 to go.
I think this is a spot where Marcus Freeman wants to be aggressive, come after JT Daniels.
Daniels gets rid of it quickly. Catch by the tight end, Washington, but they chop him down quickly. Great hit by Brian Cook. Well, good defense by Marcus Freeman's unit here.
Absolutely. Darnell Washington, the big target. He has no chance to run after the catch. He's upended by Brian Cook. How do you take down a guy 6'7", 260? Go low. Big time 3rd down stop for the Bearcats.
You mentioned Brian Cook, 6'1" junior, filling in for James Wiggins. Got some changes in that secondary for Cincinnati. 4th down and 2, and into punt once again, the All-American Jake Camarda. Fielded at the 20-yard line on the move. Great spin move by Montgomery. And it'll be 1st and 10 at about the 30-yard line. Folks, you're watching the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Back right after this.
All kinds of rain.
NFL Wildcard Weekend is January 9th and 10th, and we're blowing our broadcast out with mega-cast coverage on ESPN, Deportes, and ABC, as well as ESPN2 and Freeform, having their own unique telecast. We got wall to wall. We're going to ball until we fall, Dusty.
NFL playoffs, man.
Yeah.
You got to sell out. By the way, you roll the tongue real nice at Deportes.
Hey, man.
It's well done by
you live in Miami all those years. You can spit a little Spanish from time to time, you know? 12:15 to go in the first half. Good ball game here. Ritter looking at 1st and 10. Quick 3-step drop back, threw it behind his receiver, Young, who adjusted. The Notre Dame transfer making a nice catch. You talk about the meteoric, mercurial rise of the quarterback, Desmond Ritter. This is a guy that had to fight for his job several months ago.
Slow start to the season, and you can see each year has gotten a little bit better, and really after game 3 took off. All 12 of his rushing touchdowns came in the past 6 games, and he's playing the best football of his career.
Becoming a much better leader on the field too. Pulls it out and slides in. He took a hit. No flag on the play, and now a late flag comes in. The hit by Scene, and the officials discussing that right now. One more look at it.
The quarterback was in his slides. He's down. It's a dead ball personal foul. Number 16 defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Is that really a hit?
I don't think so. That's tough, man. I get protecting the quarterback, and he gives himself up, but it looked to me like Scene was kind of laid back there, Rogers.
Dusty, I agree with you. I think that this should not have been called. It's true that the quarterback, the ball is dead when he goes into that slide, but the defender had already committed himself, and he didn't go to his head. He didn't do anything that was injurious, so I think that would have been better off to let that go.
He tried to pull himself back, and if you watch Georgia play defense, Scene flies around the field. I thought he did all he could do there.
Puts the ball at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 from there. The reverse, there's that jet sweep action. That's Trey Tucker, who's a big part of that reverse and jet sweep game. Nice game brought down by Jalen Carter.
He is dangerous. He's got real speed. They get him on the jet sweeps there. It's the reverse. Get the center, Jakari Robinson, out in front. Good pursuit by the Dogs to get him down, because you get Trey Tucker out in the open field, watch out. He is electric.
One of the few rush plays that they've run and succeeded at here today. 2nd down and 4. 3 receivers out to the bottom of your screen for the Bearcats. They run the draw play to Ford, and he has nowhere to go. Barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's one of the emerging themes here, Dusty. Cincinnati's near inability to run the football here.
That's what this Georgia defense does, man. There was Nolan Smith with the penetration. They're so big and so stout in the interior and athletic and quick on the exterior. Just tough to get much going. That's kind of the bread and butter for Cincinnati. They've been negated so far. I look for a 2-way option here for Ritter. Run, pass, whatever comes his way. Move the pocket likely.
On 3rd and 4. Ritter hands it off. The pile moves close to that 1st down. That was Ford again. Let's see where they spot this. It looks like he has enough for the 1st down. And they're going to move the chain. Cincinnati with a nice run there.
We'll just go with an inside zone. That works too. Big, tough physical run by Ford. See where he comes to the ground.
Boy, there's a massive humanity there. Can't really define where exactly he is, but you hear the whistles on the field.
Drilling on the field.
They're going to take a look.
Made the line to game for a 1st down. That play's under further review.
I don't know, Jones. It never looked like he actually got there.
Replay time with 9:33 to go in the 1st half. Back after this.
This is the new iPhone 12 Pro with 5G.
The Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl, brought to you by AT&T 5G and Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
That's a nice looking whip right there. Candy red. Welcome back, everyone, to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Mark Jones chopping it up with Dusty Dvorak, Chris Budden down on the sidelines, and a moment ago the ruling coming from the officials that the previous call stands as Ford got a little help from his good friends, Dusty.
Sometimes you need a little push from your offensive lineman. That was enough to get him right at the sticks and move the chains and keep this drive alive for Cincinnati.
Bearcats at the 30-yard line of Georgia. Cincinnati coming into this ball game picture perfect 9-0, looking to make a statement for a group of 5 teams across the country. New blood against blue blood on 1st and 10. Pass complete down to the 22-yard line. Nice catch by Ja'Shawn Jackson. Understands good route running. Got open there to make a catch. One of the more twitchy, quick and shifty players offensively for the Bearcats. 2nd down and 3. Ritter is 7 of 11 passing the football today. They set up a screen to the tight end Wiley, and Wiley is going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line by Quay Walker. Another 1st down.
And Wiley sells it well on Ojulari, throws him by late, and a nice block on the perimeter by Ford to help spring him to get another 1st down. Jerome Ford doing things off the football. Wow. Running back throwing that shoulder. A big defensive lineman.
That's a big time block. 1st down and 10. Ritter, the pass to Wiley, stays on his feet inside the 10-yard line. A late flag thrown. Back at the 13-yard line. Let's see if this stands, but a determined run by Wiley, who was 2nd team All-American Conference.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 58. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, still 1st down.
This is great patience by Desmond Ritter, because they're going to run the simple zone read. And as you're going to see, tight end Wiley comes back across. And we can go ahead. You got your lineman, it's already here. But as Ritter gets the defender coming to him, then he checks it down to his tight end Wiley. Problem, his right tackle, Darius Harper, too far down the field. Good pickup by the officials.
Defensive coaches love to see that call made.
A little tug on the jersey there. The line of scrimmage.
Man, Wiley's got his trunk all wide open. Ritter fires, broken up, incomplete. 2nd down and 15.
Outstanding job by Christopher Smith. This Georgia defense, man, they got so much speed on the 2nd, 3rd level. I mean, Smith shows up, gets that left hand in there, another pass breakup, good tight coverage. Quality job by Christopher Smith, and a little trash talk on the way up. It chippy a little bit here so far.
Yeah, hey.
A lot on the line here today.
It's not football if you're not bumping your gums a little bit.
I can get down with that.
2nd and 15. Back at the 23. Ford in motion, a little blitz coming. Receiver screen caught. Down to the 15-yard line. Nice catch by Jones. Jordan Jones out of Arkansas, the 6'1" senior. There's a group of 5th-year seniors on the Cincinnati team that has seen the tremendous turnaround by head coach Luke Fickell from the underwhelming 4-8 seasons of Tommy Tuberville.
No Alec Pierce in the game, but I look for Josh Wiley in these spots. 6'6" target to go to him 3rd down situations.
They come with a blitz. Ritter escapes the heat and wisely throws it away. So 4th down coming up. Bulldog defense wins that one.
Well, it's Quay Walker. You're going to see him come on a blitz, and he comes clean. Little cross dogs there between Dean and Walker. Flushes Ritter, muddies the pocket, and he's just got to get rid of it and settle for a field goal attempt. Nice job by the Georgia defense, bringing pressure and forcing a stop on 3rd down.
Last time we saw Cole Smith, he was winning the conference championship for Cincinnati. Kicked a game-winning field goal against Tulsa, but he misses here. It might have been blocked. Partially tipped at the line of scrimmage. You see Jordan Davis there celebrating with good reason.
It's definitely hit by something. A loud You can hear it from up here in the booth.
Really the heart of that defense for the Bulldogs. Jordan Davis. One of those big Bulldog paws up there and batting it wide. Jordan with a big play when we come back.
We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
Georgia Bulldogs looking for their 8th win of the season against 2 defeats back here in the 53rd edition of the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl. Mark Jones, Dusty Dvorak, Chris Budden. JT Daniels taking a shot up top, has a man wide open at the 30. It's caught. And all the way down to the 22. What a grab by Arian Smith.
Well, he can take the top off of defense. Had a big 31-yard touchdown against South Carolina. Play action pass, and he runs right past the defense. This is part of not having Ahmad Gardner in the game. You now have to go to Arquan Bush, who's outside, and the speed of Smith. And I like the way JT Daniels put plenty of air underneath the football to allow his receiver to go get it. Big chunk play for the Dogs offense.
55 yards in all the way down to the 25. Daniels, a little bubble screen to his receiver on the outside. That's Jackson. There's a flag down right there. Let's see if it stands. That's going to be a hold. You see the official on the sideline signaling. So this will come back. But a big strike downfield to Arian Smith, putting Georgia in scoring position.
Okay. Holding, offense number 16. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
That's going to be against Demetrius Robertson.
Got that left arm outside the framework. You get it outside that shoulder. And again, as the defender tries to separate, you see Taj Ward tries to separate and you get that pull, that grab. Second time we've seen that call on Taj Ward trying to shed a block.
Georgia short on running backs today. James Cook not there because of the death of his father, James Cook Sr. That's Brian Cook making the play. No relation for Cincinnati. But James Cook was a big part of this offense at the tailback spot. A junior out of Miami, Florida, from Miami Central, the Rockets. A city that produces more NFL players per capita than any city in the country.
2 fouls on the play, 1 on each team. Personal foul, chop block, number 70 and 54 of the offense. Illegal substitution, defense, the 12th man did not get off the field before the snap. The fouls were off, penalties were offset. We'll replay the down.
You know, running back coach Del McGee was paying tribute to James Cook, who's not with the team because of the death of his father, James Sr., as I mentioned a moment ago. So the entire Georgia team playing with heavy hearts for their brother James Cook, who's back home in South Florida with his family. James Cook, the brother of Dalvin Cook with the Minnesota Vikings. A hard-working, wonderful American family. And this is McIntosh with a blocker out in front of him. Chris, you've got more on the absence of James Cook.
Yeah, his father passing away at just the age of 46. It was very sudden. They woke up to the news Tuesday morning, decided that he wouldn't play so they could fly down to Miami to be a part of the funeral. Dalvin Cook, as you said, posted a picture on Instagram with images of their dad all together. So the family wanting to be together, very close with their father.
Yeah, their father would summon the boys at times to work at the car wash when they were growing up, put in some good labor and then play some football. This is Kenny McIntosh, going to lose a couple of yards. Good tackle made by Darian Beavers.
Thoughts and prayers go out to the Cook families. I'm sure they're watching today with heavy hearts, and I just thought an awesome homage by Del McGee, the running backs coach, to wear his jersey to represent his presence here with the team today.
James Cook Sr. gone home to be with the Lord.
Big third down here, Jonesy. Down here, big matchup.
That's the big freshman tight end, but they look the other way. Overthrown, almost intercepted in the end zone. Would have taken A Herculean effort by Brian Cook. He was trying to hit Pickens, but fired way too high, Dusty.
Yeah, went for George Pickens. Blitz there by Jarrell White. Blitz does not get home. Well done, picked up by the Dog offensive line. It's good coverage down the field. Taj Ward right there step for step with George Pickens. And the Bulldog drive stalls after the big pass down the field.
Here comes Jack Podlesny. 10 of 13 on the season on field goals, into attempt this one. And with 3:52 to go in the first half, we got a timeout down in the field. We're going to take one right along with them. Back with more from Atlanta right after this.
All kinds of rain.
Later today on ESPN, as well as the ESPN app, you can catch the college football playoff semifinals. Been waiting for this, folks. Coverage begins 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Alabama, Notre Dame in the Rose Bowl game presented by Capital One, being played at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Followed by number 2 Clemson, number 3 Ohio State in the All-State Sugar Bowl. The winners play for the national championship game presented by AT&T on Monday, January 11th on ESPN. And that field goal is by inches inside that right upright, good by Jack Podlesny. Now 11 of 14 on the season, good from 38 yards out, and Georgia with the lead.
Just snuck in, came right back. Look, I was drifting right. Pulls it back in just at the end. Get points on the board after that big shot down the field to Arian Smith. It's a nice job by Marcus Freeman's defense after the chunk play, bowing their necks and forcing the field goal.
This is one of the best coached defenses we've seen all year, and Marcus Freeman and Luke Fickell have tremendous lineage and history together going back to their days at Ohio State. Luke Fickell, of course, turning down the Michigan State job last year. Marcus Freeman also a candidate for several head coaching jobs as one of the top defensive coordinators in the country. He's a candidate for the Broyles Award. And Cincinnati all year has been able to hang their hat on defense when things haven't gone well offensively. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for the Bearcats. Chemistry counts. Family counts. Fickell coached Freeman at one point at Ohio State. Two always remained in contact, stayed close. Their families meshed together at one point this year when Coach Freeman's home was still being built, and Coach Fickell said, hey, come and stay at our crib. That's a wild house, man.
They each have 6 kids.
You got 6 babies, man.
That's 12 kids in the same house, and they are thick as thieves. And Coach Fickell's done a fantastic job here, and Marcus Freeman, as you mentioned, one of the hot young names in coaching in college football.
Their wives sitting together there, enjoying the game as part of the crowd of 17,000. They lived together for that short time. There's a look at Coach Freeman, a guy who has a real calming presence and voice. There's a look at the Fickell family and the Freeman group. And can you imagine all of them in under one roof?
I cannot.
I mean, that's some lineups for showers in the bathroom, man, but it's all good.
I got
That's some
3
good
kids.
playtime.
I got 3 kids, and we barely make it in our house.
It's whoever gets the remote control on the TV that rules. 2nd down 6, flag down in the backfield. Ritter tiptoeing down the sidelines near the 1st down with a little over 3 minutes to go.
They're going to get James Hudson on a hold here, working on Ojulari.
Holding, offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
James Hudson, former defensive lineman, got really good feet. See him right here. Ojulari had him beat. He gets a tug. Try to prevent the talented defensive end from getting to his quarterback. He knew it as soon as it happened.
Yeah.
Gave the old offensive lineman hand clap. That's when you know they knew they did wrong.
I like that. Yeah. I like that. Wonderful nuance I got to look for from this point moving forward. Under 3 minutes to go. 2nd and 15. Little play fake. Pass complete. And out near the first down. Good catch by Ja'Shawn Jackson in traffic and giving you some nice yardage after the catch.
Listen, RPO. Watch these backers fly down. Middle of the field comes wide open. As you're going to see, Desmond Ridder makes the right read as Dean comes down. Middle of the field open. Jackson on the slant. Well executed. Nice yards after the catch. Setting up third and very manageable.
This is usually where they would have Jared Dokes in there, and he's often a key ball carrier this moment, right, Dusty?
Exactly right. And missing him today at 6 foot, 230 pounds. He's the bell cow and the power runner.
And one of the leading voices, a fifth-year senior for this Bearcats team, and boy, they might have hurt themselves right there.
He's going to be Hudson again.
Wow.
False start. Offense number 52. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
The center, Jakari Robinson.
So they'll move it back a little bit. And Dokes, you know, I said one of the fifth-year seniors has seen this transformation of this program. All-conference performer, endured so many injuries, a torn labrum, knee injuries amongst them, and a leading voice too, especially amid the summer of tumult with social injustice and racial inequality. It was him that said during the summer, spoke for his teammates, said, why is it hard for equality to be a thing? Really won a lot of respect at the locker room. Great pass and catch down to the 45-yard line. Michael Young going high on the elevator.
Well, how about this? Go up and get it, young man. High points to football, double catches it in. Big third down conversion. And how about the tight window throw? Safety's coming over the top. You got to put it right on the money where your guy can get it. Well done by Desmond Ridder, and a fantastic catch to pay it off by Michael Young. They've really developed some chemistry over the course of the season. Notre Dame transfer.
Boy, that's as good a throw as we've seen most of the year from Desmond Ridder. 1 minute to go. They hand it off to Ford. Got a little bit of room on that right side of the offensive line. Got body slammed, suplex, but he got the first down on the edges of field goal range. What would it mean to the Bearcats to get a score here, either touchdown or field goal?
It would be huge. I mean, it would be absolutely huge. Right side of the offensive line, Darius Harper helped set that edge, and that's a good piece of running by Jerome Ford. That helmet came right on the football. You could see it kind of jarred it loose initially. And a body slam to cap things off by the true freshman, Jalen Carter. We thought this game was going to be highly competitive, a little bit chippy, and man, has it lived up to the billing.
Well, Dusty, you think about Cincinnati's journey coming here. Group of 5 team that you've been high on them all year. From the first week we saw them to now taking on one of the blue bloods of college football out of the SEC, Georgia, in their own backyard. Athens is 70 miles up the interstate, okay? What does it mean for them as a program individually and the group of 5 moving forward? Because there's a systemic bias, I think some people would have to say, against group of 5 teams making the college football playoff.
What hasn't happened yet, right? We haven't seen a team get it higher than 8. Cincinnati and UCF have both been as high as 8. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who think this playoff is really just for the Power 5. This is a statement game, a statement situation against a blue blood, against a team that Luke Fickell said is the most talented team they've played in his 4 years at Cincinnati. And I know that's going to maybe make some Buckeye fans mad because they played Ohio State last season. His words, not mine. They really do look at this game as a measuring stick and an opportunity to show the country just how good a football they play in Cincinnati.
Some people in Cincinnati that feel the Bearcats are the best team in the state of Ohio. And look at that. Witness, Wiley, down to the 14, 15-yard line. And a first down for the Bearcats. They're going quickly with 39 seconds to go.
Desmond Ridder's getting into a groove here, anticipating that throw, putting it out in front for Josh Wiley.
They're letting him get comfortable back there, Dusty.
Gaining confidence, seems like, with every throw.
Georgia had some opt-outs coming into this game. Ridder, incomplete. And, you know, this Bearcats team is not the team you want to play if you're suffering from a torn motivator cuff.
No.
Because these guys are motivated.
Heavily motivated. And, you know, I thought Luke Fickell said some great things talking to us earlier in the week, talking about, you know, if you're a competitor, you have to compete. And you have to want to be here, and it's an unbelievable opportunity for this team and for these guys individually to show exactly who they are and what they're about. And that was what he was trying to channel all week, was the competitive nature and drive of this football team.
We saw some of that evidence of emotion on the sidelines prior to kickoff today. 35 seconds to go in the first half. Ritter ready to pull the trigger. He's got a wall of blockers down that left side. Fires, complete at about the 3-yard line, caught by Ford. And we have a flag afterward, perhaps a late hit out of bounds. Stops the clock with 21 seconds to go. Cincinnati with 1 timeout remaining. Well, we've had a lot of discussion amongst the officials on calls today.
The play made a first down. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 55. The penalty is 15 yards from the succeeding spot. It will be 1st and 10.
Crucial mistake by James Hudson. You want to show your toughness, your physicality, but you got to be smart.
Oh,
that's clearly a personal foul. I mean,
that one's easy.
Ford's on the ground, he's tackled, and you come in late, you hit Campbell like that. It's just,
he knew it.
He did know it. And look,
look at Ritter saying, it's okay, you're bad, let's move on.
Got to be smarter moving forward, though, right? Learn from that. Don't allow that to be something that continues to happen throughout the course of the game.
So they're looking to see if this is perhaps targeting. Rogers Redding, what can you tell us about what the officials are looking for at this point moving forward?
It's hard to say, Jonesy. I think they may be looking at where they made the line to gain and see whether there was a first down. I don't think they're going to call a targeting foul here. He came high, but it looked like he led with his hands to the chest. I don't see forcible contact. Now, he ducked that head a little bit, so they may be looking at that. So it's a possibility that they're looking at targeting here.
Boy, that takes the shine off of a really big play, a nice play by Desmond Ritter. And at the other end, Ford with the catch.
When he ducks that head and comes in with forcible contact with that crown, they may be looking at a possible targeting foul.
I think they're definitely looking at that right now. Rogers, what do you think, though? Is there enough components there for targeting?
They got to be an indicator, and one of the indicators is that he ducks that head and then attacks with forcible contact with the crown. So I would not be at all surprised if they rule this as a targeting foul.
This would just be, I mean, a huge blow to this offensive line, who's already without their starting center, Jake Renfro, today. And James Hudson, their left tackle, first team all AAC. And against the pass rush of the Georgia Bulldogs have.
After further review, there was targeting on the play. Number 55 is disqualified. The play was down inbounds. Please reset the game clock to 24 seconds. The game clock will start on my signal.
Catastrophic penalty here. What looked like, as you mentioned, Jonesy, a phenomenal play by Desmond Ritter here after the play is over. Personal foul, and I thought Rogers called it right. As he dipped that head and used the crown of the helmet, the indicators were there for targeting.
They've added 3 seconds onto the clock. And they push the ball back to the 19-yard line. Jake Renfro, sick, did not make the trip, the usual starting center. Next man up for the Bearcats, 23 seconds to go. 1 timeout remaining. Ritter fires quickly, completes it out of the backfield. That's Ryan Montgomery. 17 seconds to go. They still have a timeout. Second down coming up.
Nice job getting the ball out of his hand quick, out of bounds. Easy throw to Ryan Montgomery.
Desmond Ritter is 14 of 21 for 158 yards, 1 touchdown, and no interceptions.
Haven't heard from Alec Pierce in a while. Wonder if they got this stack right here, if they try to get him opened up.
Here he comes in motion to the bottom of your screen. And more whistles. Wow, this has been a disjointed last few minutes. Georgia will call timeout on 2nd and 2. A plaintive head coach, Kirby Smart, with his defense. Well, folks, the last 2 bowl games are tomorrow. ESPN as well as the ESPN app will have them for you. It starts 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Number 25 Oregon, the Ducks taking on the Cyclones in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. Number 25 against number 10, followed by number 5, the Aggies taking on number 13, North Carolina in the Capital One Orange Bowl from South Florida and Miami Gardens.
Looking forward to those matchups.
Yes.
Big 12 right now, undefeated, 4-0. Iowa State against the Pac-12 champion. It should be a fascinating matchup. And
I tell you what, those Sooners were impressive against Florida.
They played well the other night.
I don't want to hear about who wasn't there. That was an impressive game.
There's no question.
By the Sooners.
There's no question. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with next season.
2nd down and 2. Pierce goes in motion. Ritter slides his feet. Still alive. Eluding that rush. Fires. Cross field. Wiley. Caught. Touchdown. Took it off the rug and counted. But what a play by Ritter to keep that play alive. You talk about Wiley. This is Wiley and Savvy.
Watch him go down. Does he get those elbows look like they're underneath the football?
The ruling on the field was a catch in the end zone for a touchdown. That play is under further review.
Great look there by our fantastic camera crew. That is a catch. Wow. Tremendous job by Josh Wiley to work back to the football, get those arms underneath it, secure the catch.
Yeah. No doubt about that.
And get the score.
Josh Wiley's 2nd team All-American Conference. Look at this layout.
Wow. Really, really well done. How about the scramble drill by Desmond Ritter? Just buying time, working around, waiting for someone to work back to him and come open, and he locates his 6'6" tight end. And you see the athleticism to complete that catch and cap off this drive before halftime.
Wow. That's a catch that Gino Catulli would be proud of.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Grandma Jan loves that throw by her grandson. And Mr. Freeman's wife and Mr. Fickle's wife loving that play too. Bearcat Nation smiling right now. They lead 13-10. Cole Smith in for the extra point. Bearcats coming into Georgia's backyard, trying to take that dub. What'd you like most about this last touchdown play, Dustin?
I like Desmond Ritter seeing his big target, Josh Wiley, start to work back to the corner of the end zone. You just watch him buy time. No one's open. He eludes the rush, and he right there, freeze it, guys. He locates him here. He sees that Wiley has worked back, sets himself up, reestablishes, and then Wiley, with the athleticism and agility to go get that football, secure the catch, and complete it. It's an outstanding job of keeping your eyes down the field as Desmond Ritter. He's such a talent as a runner. And here he's using his athleticism to be a passer and give his wide receiver, his big tight end, time to work open. And he pays it off working back to the football.
Yeah, Wiley.
Very well done.
Wiley getting his Travis Kelce on right there.
Oh.
Okay.
I would imagine Travis Kelce's enjoying watching that.
No doubt.
That was impressive.
You know how they do it at Cincinnati. Beat that drum 6 times. Josh Wiley.
And you know, I talked with Mike Denbrock. I asked him specifically, Wiley had 1 catch against Tulsa. And I said, he's 6'6", you got to get this guy more involved. And he said, that's my fault. I should have gotten him more involved. We will make it a point to get him more involved here today.
Fair catch called by the Bulldogs at about the 23-yard line. Cincinnati has been near flawless when leading at halftime. 26-1 under Luke Fickell in 4 years. Boy, what a great turnaround job. We talked about it a moment ago. Back-to-back 11-win seasons. The culture wasn't quite what it should have been in wake of Tommy Tuberville not being able to get it done there. And, you know, we talked about Jared Dokes. He remembered those early morning 5 a.m. runs that helped change the culture. They ran and trained in the snow and in the sleet. And those who stayed behind helped reshape and reinvigorate and reform what they have in Cincinnati, leading to this moment now where they are near perfect and trying to remain perfect on the season. They'll have the ball to start the third quarter, play leading by 4 in this 53rd edition of the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl. When we come back, Reese & Company will be by with the halftime from New Orleans after these messages.
If you printed out directions to get here today,
as we're always open at fairwayford.com.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, the 53rd edition. A look at Centennial Park in downtown Atlanta, which came to fruition during the 1996 Olympics. 14-10 at the break as we get ready to start the third quarter play. Upset alert here under the roof here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Mark Jones chopping it up with Dusty Dvorak, Chris Button down the sidelines. Once again, from all of us here at ESPN to all of you at home, we're glad you have the lampshade off of your head from your party last night and you tuned in to a little college football. Dusty, interesting first half, man. Cincinnati came in here. They don't seem intimidated at all by the Blue Bloods from Georgia as we take a look at our protection spotlight brought to you by Allstate.
There's good protection by the offensive line, and sometimes even when the offensive line can't completely get it done, it pays to have a mobile and agile quarterback, and Desmond Ridder helping protect himself there via his athleticism. Once again there, this key crucial drive, and this was the play that put an exclamation point at the end of the half. Protection by the offensive line, Ridder's mobility, and really attack the left side of the Georgia defense all throughout that first half. What a fantastic first half for Desmond Ridder. We talked about him coming in so much as a runner, only 6 yards on the ground, but $170 and 2 touchdowns through the air.
And the good news for the Bearcats, Dusty, they get a chance to go on offense here to start the third quarter. Cincinnati, the American Conference champs, taking on the 7-2 Georgia Bulldogs. Pretty much the home team here, amongst the crowd of about 18,000 in Atlanta, as we go down to the field to Chris.
Jonesy, Kirby Smart's biggest frustration is their inability to run the ball and then the penalties. He told me every time we start moving the ball, we shoot ourselves in the foot with another penalty. He said defensively, I like what we've been able to do to get Desmond Ridder on the run, but so complimentary about his athleticism that when he does run, he's been making incredible plays. For Luke Fickell, he's pleased with how his guys have handled the moment, the emotion of all of this, but said this thing's far from over. Got to play discipline, got to find a way to keep moving the football.
And they'll start Chris from the 25-yard line. 198 total yards in that first half out of the backfield. Catch and brought down immediately by number 36, Brainy. Oh, what a play he made on Montgomery.
A little swing screen there, and man, you want to talk about coming up and being forceful. Watch this. I mean, just come up right now and make a play, fight through a block, and make a big tackle for loss to set the tone for this second half. Nice play to start things off for Latavius Brainy.
They're going to lose 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 14. LaBelle in motion, then sets. They're going to run it. They gash that front. First down by Ford and more. Off to the races, Ford. They're just looking at shoe bottoms right now. Touchdown, Bearcats. Jerome Ford lighting up that defense.
Career-long 79-yard touchdown to kick things off in the second half. He's got size, speed, and explosive in the open field. Wow, what a run by Jerome Ford.
Filling in for the usual starter, Jared Dokes, watching on the sidelines, appreciating Jerome Ford's talent and burst. They just lacerated that defensive front of Georgia.
Watch the left side of the offensive line, and remember, this is a backup Lorenz Metz. We're going to see here and here. Kick down here and work here, and a big hole opens up off the left side. This is exactly how you draw it up. Cave down the left side, hole opens up, and the explosiveness and the acceleration through the hole to the house. Making the safety see miss in the hole. Good blocking on the left side. But you always have to have a running back who can make that secondary defender miss, gives a head bob, and you think they're excited over on the Bearcats sideline.
This game means everything to the Bearcats. You could tell by that sideline reaction. And they beat the drum one more time after hanging 6 more on the board. What an auspicious beginning here to the second half for Cincinnati, now up by 11 points. Ford with 95 yards now in the game after that sprint. And Jackson going to take it out of his end zone. He finds a little crease and is brought down. Nice return out to the 39-yard line, but he's tackled and there's a flag on the play.
Here the return, holding number 25, receiving team. Phillies half the distance to the goal. Receiving team keeps the ball. First down.
They're going to bring this one back.
Quay Walker.
What's the rule, Dusty? If you can see the guy's numbers, then don't block.
Stay away.
Right.
Stay away. And back to Chris's report to start the second half. That was their story outside of Desmond Ridder in the first half. The Georgia Bulldogs' inability to run the football against this Bearcat front.
McIntosh right up the middle, picks up about 13 on first down. Kenny McIntosh out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Scored his first touchdown, actually the first touchdown of the game against Missouri in their last game. On a 3-yard run out of University School out there in Broward County. First down and 10. From the 18. Daniel got it away in time into coverage. Jump ball and intercepted. There's a flag down. The interception made by Brian Cook. Let's see if it stands. There's a flag right in that area at the 43. Oh, Daniels just kind of threw that up for grabs. It was intended for Pickens.
Defense number 9. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Disaster avoided. Arquan Bush. And he's got a hold of that left arm. Yeah, a little bit of contact. You see him grab that left arm, and Cook was just playing center field waiting on it. You mentioned it. Ball put way up high in the air. Clearly interference. Grabs the left arm, grabs the left shoulder. That's a good call by the official. I think that might be considered a bit of a mugging there.
Yes, yes, he held him.
Contact.
Held him like a grudge on that. First and 10. Move the ball to the 33. Daniel hands it off to his tailback, the freshman Kendall Milton. Big-time recruit coming out of high school. SEC all-freshman this year.
The real question I had coming into this game, I think a lot of people did, could Cincinnati hold up, being undersized against this Georgia Bulldog offensive line?
And they run it again. This time Milton's going to be stoned and stopped a yard shy of the first down by Cook and Jarrell White.
Brian Cook, he is laying the wood out there right now. He's playing with a lot of physicality. Jarrell White from the backside, key piece to this defense, always flying off the edge, and then Cook comes in, stomps it out with the big hit at the end of the play.
White was the guy that Luke Fickell and Marcus Freeman targeted when they first got the job. They thought if they could get him they could get a bunch of other Cincinnati players to stay home and go play for the Bearcats. A tackle made, but it looked like they got the first down. That was Zamir White, but back to Jarrell White. When you look at the success of the Bearcats program, they've been able to lock down that Cincinnati, Ohio area. That guy, number 8, Jarrell White, was a catalyst in that process. And the precipitate has been nothing but successful for Luke Fickell and his defensive coordinator, Marcus Freeman. From the 44. Boy, MyJ Sanders got off real quick, maybe a little too quick, Dusty.
That had to be offsides. I can't believe they didn't blow that dead. I mean, you get a quarterback hurt.
5-yard penalty, still first down.
We haven't called his name very often yet today, but he's probably the most talented defensive player on this Cincinnati Bearcat defense. You see him come off the edge here, just got too good of a start working over there on 70 McClendon.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah,
when did you start feeling sorry for quarterbacks, man? Like, this is 2021. I don't know you anymore. Huh?
I guess everybody changed it in 2021. MyJ Sanders really is an elite pass rusher, especially when he gets a head start.
No doubt. First team all-conference this year for the Bearcats. Daniels steps up into the pocket, slings it long, into coverage, and incomplete. No flag that time. Intended for Arian Smith, who made a big catch a little bit earlier. Boy, that secondary doing a nice job.
They really are, and they have all season long. And you see Derek Forrest running step for step there with the speedster Arian Smith. That pass not quite enough on it, as Smith did get behind the defense, but the pass a little bit underthrown.
From the 49-yard line, second down and 5. They fake the jet sweep. The toss into the boundary goes to Zamir White. White took a hit and spun off to pick up the first down. Great yards after catch from Zamir White. He's a top running back in the class of 2018.
Physicality. You can see the desire here, refusing to go down as he's spinning, fighting. Quality run there to pick up another first down. Second time here on this drive. Zamir White getting the tough, hard-fought yards to move the chains.
Played in all 9 games this year for the Bulldogs, starting all 9 games. First down and 10 from the 43. White again. Boy, he slides through, and the ball came loose. It's on the ground. He put it on the ground. It was ripped loose, actually. And it appears as if Georgia has recovered.
John Fitzpatrick, whew, man, sees the ball on the ground and jumps on top of it with a host of Cincinnati Bearcats all around this football.
Darian Beavers, Dusty, as you've taught our audience and me throughout the course of the year, it looked like he started the lawnmower a little bit, reached in there and ripped it out.
Ripped that thing out. Somebody's got the ball secured. Exactly right. Beavers rips it out, but heads up play by John Fitzpatrick to get on top of the football.
Bulldogs dodge one there. Second down and 11 back at the 44. Jackson in motion. Pressure off the corner. Daniels evades the rush, but not enough. Sacked back at the 50-yard line by MyJ Sanders. Said, this time, I didn't get there early. Just on time. And Daniels has his helmet off, so he's got to come off the field, it looks like.
Well, Marcus Freeman dials up the pressure. He brings his safety from the top, Brian Cook, and he comes clean to get the initial pressure.
So Daniels comes off to the sideline. There's a flag on the field as well.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, one on each team. Offense number 1, defense number 9. That is both players' first unsportsmanlike conduct fouls. The penalties canceled. Second down.
It's Pickens and Bush right here.
A little jawing going on.
Yeah, and then a little bit more. Little chin check right there.
So they bring Brian Cook. He's going to come here, but it's going to be MyJ Sanders who gets there late. Cook gets there first, forces Daniels to step up in the pocket, and it's MyJ Sanders who comes down with the sack.
3rd down and 17. Stetson Bennett, QB2 in the ball game now for Daniels. Remember, he started 5 games before Daniels took over the last 3. On 3rd and 17, comes in slinging. Bennett, complete. Down to the 37-yard line. Nice looking delivery by the 5'11 junior.
Decision time here for Kirby Smart. I think down right now, you go for it. Get your quarterback JT Daniels back in as a big spot in this game. Just outside the range of his kicker. It's the go zone, man.
From the 38-yard line, Marcus Freeman, offensive coordinator for the Bearcats, signaling in the play. They've held this high-scoring Georgia offense to just 283 yards so far.
George Pickens up here in the boundary.
4 of 11 on 4th down this year. Daniels got it off and caught at the 18-yard line. Pickens with a magical grab coming back to it.
Well, JT Daniels waited as long as he could. Just a post by Pickens. Quality job working back to the football, securing the catch. And how about JT Daniels standing there strong as he takes a shot, as he delivers the football.
Pickens is the guy that has provided the timely catches this season for Georgia. 29 of them coming into the seat, coming into this game. Daniels blitzed, gets away from the rush the first time, but not the second. And the ball came loose again. Georgia put it on the ground. They're still fighting for it. Cincinnati football. The Bearcats come up with it. Jarrell White, the guy we were referencing a moment ago, recovering, made the tackle on the play, and then the ball came loose. And there's the recovery. The opportunistic Bearcats with the ball when we return.
Hey, my name is Joseph, and a little thing.
Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Georgia Bulldogs out of the SEC, trailing the American Conference champs Cincinnati, who have the ball now after that fumble recovery. 1st and 10 from their own 23. And there's a look at Jarrell White, one of the key cogs defensively for that Bearcats defense. A top 10 defense for most of the season. Ritter fakes the throw, then is swarmed and swallowed back at the 17-yard line.
Let's look at this fumble here. Jarrell White, watch the relentless effort as he comes in off the blitz. He's going to come inside of the running back, miss JT Daniels, balance, comes right back up, and relentless pursuit to the football, gets the hit on JT Daniels, knocks the ball loose, and then it's dunk time for Ethan Tuckey.
Okay, I'm going to give that a 9. Dominique Wilkins, you talk about human highlight reels. Cincinnati making a few highlights inside Mercedes-Benz right now. 2nd down and 16, incomplete out of the backfield for 4. Let's go down to Chris.
Georgia, this Georgia defense starting to cramp up, and this was a concern of Kirby Smart. A lot of his guys that had to miss some time with COVID protocols. Would they be able to play every snap? Quay Walker, one of those guys that I've seen with his cramped legs.
Wow, fluids, and more fluids for Georgia right now. 3rd down and 16. They got a chance to get the defense off the field and get the ball back.
Maybe a screen here for Denbrock, something low risk.
Wiley's made some big plays so far for them. Ritter slipped, falls. He's going to be brought down for a big loss. Anderson and Smith there, back inside the 10-yard line. So, boy, the Bearcats offensively implode on that possession.
Yeah, you'll see the pressure coming off the edge here. There's Smith. Nowhere for Desmond Ritter to go. Both Smith and Anderson, quality rushers for this Georgia defense. And you can tell for the first time all day, Desmond Ridder a little uncomfortable with the pressure, lost his footing. It's a big stop for the Georgia defense after their second turnover of the day.
Yeah, Cincinnati unable to take advantage of that turnover. Jackson back in midfield. The Australian punter runs with it, then an end-over-end effort and good downfield coverage at the 49-yard line. Jackson brought down after little or no gain by Pfeiffer. Back with more right after this.
2 hours to the college football playoff semifinals today on ESPN.
Click or call for a quote today.
Hey folks, time now for the AT&T countdown to the College Football Playoff National Championship. And let's take a look at Alabama quarterback Mac Jones's numbers this season, some impressive ones. Dusty, how do you think he'll attack Notre Dame defensively?
I'd look for number 6. He's pretty good, Devontae Smith. I think the real key is just going to be protection. Notre Dame likes the pressure up the middle. We've seen that. And as long as they can protect for Mac Jones, it's going to be tough for Notre Dame to keep up with those wideouts.
And meanwhile, his counterpart Ian Book at quarterback for Notre Dame. What do you expect out of him tonight, offensively from Notre Dame?
He's got to be a playmaker for him. Okay. I think time of possession is such a key for Notre Dame. I would argue maybe the best way to slow down Alabama's offense is to keep them over the sideline. So third down conversions will be key for Ian Book.
I'll keep an eye on that number. Good tackle on the outside. Man, what a game being played by that secondary. Number 6, Brian Cook, replacing James Wiggins, who was all conference this year. That's a deep secondary for the Bearcats.
Marcus Freeman told us, Brian Cook's going to have to play a big game for us, and to this point, he's been one of the best players on the field for the Bearcats.
2nd down and 10. Georgia with good starting field position. The true freshman Darnell Washington in motion. The inside receiver in that trips formation. They come back the other way into the boundary. Incomplete, intended for Pickens. There's a flag down on the play. As there might have been a little movement up front.
Yeah, it's free play.
Yeah.
Sanders is a good hard count by JT Daniels. Sanders
offside. Defense number 21. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Knew that he had the free play. Took a shot down the field to Pickens.
That's twice now that Sanders has been a little overzealous. Better to have to turn somebody down than have to turn them up. Oh, right, Dusty?
I guess so. I don't know. Not if you ask a defensive line coach. You say watch the ball.
6:01 to go in the 3rd. Nice cutback move by Zamir White, who's close to the 1st down. Brian Cook making the tackle.
This is where Georgia is going to have to continue to improve this second half. On the ground, running the football. Coming into this game, the previous 2 outings against Missouri and South Carolina, they were so dominant. And, so many people thought, oh, Cincinnati, they're built to play against these AAC offenses, these spread offenses. They can't slow down Georgia. They've done just that so far today.
There's 41 yards on the ground for the Bulldogs and more motion this time on
That's a freebie.
Left side. And man, that's Sanders.
Offside defense. Made contact. Number 21. 5-yard penalty. The penalty results in a 1st down.
You always want to try to get the jump, right? There's indicators. You watch on tape and you're trying to find something, give yourself that advantage, but you got to watch the football.
Right. Myjai Sanders out of Jacksonville, Florida, 6'5" junior. 1st down and 10 for Georgia, just inside the 35. Daniels comes underneath. That pass complete to Jermaine Burton. Burton, the true freshman out of Calabasas, California. Short of the 1st down by about 4 yards. 2nd down coming up, a little over 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. The first of a great day of college football on ESPN. Alabama, Notre Dame coming up next, and then Clemson, Ohio State at 8 Eastern time. This college football playoff semifinal games. They hand it off again, and they're going to be stopped up at the line of scrimmage. Zamir White Didn't get much movement up front. Blanco making the tackle. Pivotal third down here, right?
Nowhere for them to run with the football. They can't run the ball. They have not been effective running it out, but anticipate they put the ball in JT Daniels' hand. Kearis Jackson working out of the slot, sure-handed wide receiver.
Talking about fourth down territory here too, maybe? Trailing by 11, third quarter?
No, just depends on what happens on this play. I don't think necessarily.
Blitz coming. Zamir White. He's going to be stopped a little bit short.
This is fourth down territory. I think you got to go for it. You're the Georgia Bulldogs, right? You're a tough physical football team. This is who you are. This is in your DNA. And I got to imagine Kirby Smart saying, if we can't pick this up, you know, we have to be able to pick up a down like this. So this is absolutely go for it territory here.
Fourth down and about a yard to go. Play action. They hit the corner. Incomplete. Bearcats take over on downs. What a play by Arquan Bush. He knocked it loose from Kearis Jackson. We have a Georgia player injured on the sidelines in the wake of that play. The athletic training staff coming over to attend to the injured player, but one more look at that. Kearis Jackson, and he's the one that's still on the field being tended to. And Marcus Freeman's defense intransigent and impenetrable one more time.
Let's hold the line.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl here from Atlanta. And the group of five making a statement right now, led by Cincinnati. The Bearcats leading the SEC's Georgia Bulldogs 21-10. Ritter fired high but caught. And what a nice play by Tyler Scott. Back to that fourth down stop.
I thought it was the right decision to go for it. I think it just speaks to the inability of Georgia to run the football. On 4th and 1, they got to throw the play action. Big hit in the physicality by Arquan Bush. Cincinnati's been the aggressor and the stress all over the face of Kirby Smart.
2nd down and 6. Bulldogs senior class with a win today would become the winningest class in school history. Seniors got a lot to play for. They set up this little pass out of the backfield to Ford. Made a nice move. Let's see where they spot it. Looks like he got kind of close to that first down. Had a nice block out in front of him by Lawrence Metz. He's about 2 yards short. So 3rd and 2 coming up for Cincinnati. Look at that number. 27-0 when leading by double digits. To do that against an SEC team here would really say something.
Extremely impressive. 2 tight ends set over here. Scenario they like to run their zone read concept. And 2 tights here.
Guys looking over to the sideline. Oh, Ritter. Wildcat formation. Ritter flanks out.
False start.
Oh, boy. There seemed to be a little bit of indecision amongst the moving parts.
Offense number 51, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's Lorenz Metz, who's in for James Hudson, who had a targeting penalty at the end of the first half. Now Metz has actually come in and done a nice job. Had a key block on the big 79-yard touchdown run, but 3rd and short. Flinch right there a little bit early.
And now you've showed your hand a little bit with that Wildcat play. 3rd down and 7. Trey Tucker goes in motion. Ritter is going to roll out to his right. He's had success throwing to his left, and he throws this one out of bounds. A wise decision. Beyond the line of scrimmage, outside the pocket. No grounding. Anderson there just to make sure for Bulldogs.
Really good coverage down the field by the Georgia secondary. Was nowhere for Ritter to go with the football. He wanted to find Alec Pierce, but Breeny right there step for step. And we see again Adam Anderson been all over the field applying a lot of pressure. Ritter wants the flag. think it's the right call, no flag.
Dusty, the last two times now Cincinnati has had the football, they haven't looked very good offensively.
2 quick, short possessions.
4th down and 7. James Smith, lefty punter, high end over end. Man, that thing was in the air a long time. Desmond Ridder trying to find that groove, trying to find that rhythm again. 1:43 to go in the 3rd quarter. They've got the lead.
Bowl 24, keeping it real with Damian Lillard.
There's 90 calories. Corona Hard Seltzer.
Don't forget, coming up next, Alabama against Notre Dame. Head coach Nick Saban looking to notch another potential national championship in Ian Book. 3rd team all-conference in the ACC. Notre Dame pulling the trigger at quarterback. Speaking of quarterbacks, JT Daniels has been a rhythmic of late, as has his counterpart. See who can get it started up quickly here, if at all, as Zamir White is stopped after a gain of 1. Chris.
Yeah, this Georgia sideline almost seeming shell-shocked by the score right now. I've been watching them. Not a lot of communication, a lot of guys hanging their heads. A couple teammates came over to George Pickens to try and motivate him and pick his heads up. But it's really a lack of vocal leadership down here right now.
They shouldn't be shell-shocked because they should have known they were in for a fist fight. I mean, Cincinnati, you knew they were going to give them their best punch, and they have so far today.
Bearcats with a lot to play for here. Daniels under duress, wisely throws it out of bounds. And in a blink, it's going to be 3rd down and long. Jarrell White bringing that heat again for the Bearcats, Dusty.
Watch this inside move. He works up, and then he comes underneath. Quality pass rush inside. Been such a key cog in this defense all year. His presence has been felt throughout the course of this ball game.
Another one of those guys, those seniors that's seen this program turn around under Luke Fickell. Working off of back-to-back 11-win seasons, consecutive bowl appearances, looking for their biggest bowl win here against Georgia. Pass high, incomplete. 4th down and 9 coming up. Arquan Bush right there with Pickens to break it up.
I'm going to tell you what, Marcus Freeman told us before the game, we're going to stay true to who we are. And he's an aggressive play caller by nature. They've been dialing up pressures all day. This time, it's Darian Beavers who comes off the left edge. Another hit on JT Daniels. They've really trusted their secondary in a lot of man-to-man situations, and they've stepped up to the challenge.
4th down and 9. Ryan Montgomery back for this punt. That drive lasted only 44 seconds for Georgia. Marta into punt, the All-American. Got off a great punt. That thing was up there forever. Bounced at the 5 and then bounced back to about the 11-yard line. That thing covered a lot of mileage. Wow. And that's why he's an All-American. The College Football Playoff Foundation, the largest sports entity supporting education in America. This year, college football went big to show support for educators everywhere, recognizing the hard work, long hours, dedication to their students, whether they were in or out of the classroom. ESPN is proud to continue supporting the College Football Playoff Foundation. Together with conferences, schools, bowl games, over 300,000 teachers, 7 million students have been directly impacted by the joint effort. To find out more about Extra Yard for teachers' resources and recognition programs, follow at CFP Extra Yard. On behalf of all of us, thank you, teachers. Much love to the teachers out there after that run by Jackson. Much love going out to our invariable, inexorable frontline workers, Dusty, who, as we turn the calendar on a new year, man, they're still out there keeping us safe.
Amen to that. Couldn't have said it any better. Thank you, and thank you.
20 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Ridder keeps it, has a blocker out in front of him. Wow, he got a good block from Trey McKitty. Check that. That was not McKitty, my bad. That's LaBelle. The 87's mixed up a little bit there for a second. Looked like there was a little bit of talking at the end of that play. Cincinnati letting their game do their talking right now, telling them which way they plan on going, pointing it towards the end zone. putting sixes up on the scoreboard. 15 minutes to play here when we come back.
Westviews are.
We are the American.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl from Atlanta. 15 minutes to go. And the group of five ready to make a statement here. Don't forget, coming up next, Devontae Smith in Alabama taking on Notre Dame. You'll see that game right here. Part 1 of 2 of the college football playoff national semifinal. I spoke to a Heisman voter last night who said that guy, Smith, got his vote.
That's a bad man. He'd get my vote.
First down and 10. Ritter pulls it out. Trying to make a play with his legs, and now wisely, with good discretion, throws it away. N'Kosi Dean in pursuit.
N'Kosi Dean can run, man. You pop the tape in. He is all over the field. Timely blitz there as he comes clean, and hasn't been easy in this second half for Desmond Ritter. Just 1 first down so far in the second half for the Cincinnati Bearcat offense.
2nd and 10 from the 30. A win here today for Cincinnati potentially opens up the door for even more passionate discussion about expanding the college football playoff. With what they've done, they certainly deserve a lot of merit. Picking up 3 on that play is Jerome Ford. They need to stay on the field here, Dusty. They have been stalled down offensively the last couple of possessions.
Yeah, aside from the Jerome Ford big run to start the second half, they haven't done much of anything. We saw in the first half, Desmond really got into a groove throwing the football. Big 3rd down here. I don't see Alec Pierce on the field, or Josh Wiley, 2 of his favorite targets typically in these situations. Michael Young up top.
Notre Dame transfer, a dangerous receiver. Ritter looks that way under pressure. Ball came out loose. It's on the carpet. Georgia says they have it, and they do. The Bulldogs get the turnover at the Cincinnati 25-yard line. Ojulari hit it loose.
But remember, Hudson is out. Metz is in. And that's a fantastic rush. You see the hand movement, the hand work by Ojulari, who's made timely plays throughout the course of this season, comes clean. And it's not just about getting the sack, but getting the ball out. Sack, strip, fumble, and Georgia right back in this ball game. Defense helping the offense. That is a quality pass rush, getting on the edge of the backup left tackle and creating a play that this football team so desperately needed.
And they crown him with the savage shoulder pads. First turnover of the day for the Bulldogs. See if they can capitalize here. It would be an opportune time with only 10 points on the board. Daniels going to try and take a shot. Pressured, found his tight end on the loose inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. John Fitzpatrick. And he comes up hobbling, though. Forrest made a nice tackle on the play.
You know, JT Daniels climbing in the pocket. Fitzpatrick, he's muddled in there and just sneaks out. And as JT Daniels climbs up, Fitzpatrick comes clean. No one identifies him. And it's a heads-up play by JT Daniels. Bought himself some time and located his big tight end.
Twice in the red zone, the Bearcats defense has come up with big plays. Let's see what they can do here. They toss it into the boundary. White turning the corner. Touchdown! Bulldogs, Zamir White. And they capitalize on the turnover quickly.
I love this blocking scheme. We're going to go down, we're going to pull the tackle around, and Truss is going to set the edge. Down with Pickens, go around with Truss, key block, and Zamir White finishes off the touchdown for Georgia. Looks like they're going to 2 here to make this a 1 field goal game.
Playing it by the analytics with 13:20 to go. Little bunch formation to the right. Daniels into the end zone and batted away. Incomplete. Batted away by Forrest. So they get the stop. And it's a 5-point game, but it all began with that fumble knocked loose by Ojulari. Coming from the backside, the all-SEC player who leads the team with 5.5 sacks. And Daniel's reaction says it all. The Bulldogs barking and alive.
Ever wonder why your just washed laundry doesn't smell just?
Stay in the driver's seat with Domino's Carside Delivery.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl here in Atlanta. The building coming alive a little bit. Part of the 18,000 fans on hand here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's a 5-point game after the missed 2-point conversion by the Bulldogs. They're working with a short field after that fumble. And the Cincinnati offense, as we look into the eyes of Ryan Montgomery, has to find its stroke again, because they have been without any kind of productivity outside of that long touchdown run by Ford. Hey folks, the national championship game presented by AT&T is a week from this Monday, January 11th, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And for the 8th straight year, ESPN is blowing out our broadcast with megacast coverage. And if you want even more to get ready for the title game, check it out. Check out the College Football Playoff All Access experience. Visit collegefootballplayoff.com/all access for more information. And there's a look at later today, the Rose Bowl presented by Capital One, the All-State Sugar Bowl at 4 and 8 respectively. The teams look the same, the stories very different. Incomplete out of the backfield, intended for Montgomery, and you know, this offense kind of looks like a hot mess, doesn't it?
Disjointed,
right?
a word that you oftentimes like to use. Look, this is one of the best defenses in college football that Georgia has, and they've kind of sunk their teeth in here in this second half. And Cincinnati right now grasping for straws. It's a crucial drive. It feels like a crucial moment in this game that they can get something going, take a little bit of that pressure off of their defense.
They run a little counter, nice run by Montgomery. That's going to set up a 3rd down and about 4 to go here for Cincinnati. Remember, they're missing Jared Dokes, their best running back, their starting tailback. Look at what Cincinnati's done in the second half. That loss of 15 yards and a punt. That was after a turnover, I think, and unable to do anything with it. Davis comes out of the ball game for the Bulldogs, trots off the field.
Run pass option here, move in the pocket. Cannot stand back in the pocket and try to expect these guys to protect. They are struggling dealing with the pass rush of Georgia.
Third and 3, low snap. Ritter stays on his feet, then falls as the offense implodes again. And the tide has turned offensively for Cincinnati.
I mean, Georgia's got all the momentum right now in their backyard in Atlanta. Watch Dean come on the blitz. Now the ball's on the ground, but he comes and he gets penetration, and then Ritter just knows he's got nowhere to go but down. You could feel the walls starting to cave in on him. 6-3 and out today for this Cincinnati Bearcat offense.
Garris Jackson back there for the punt. And they're going to fake it. They're going to run for it, and he's got it. James Smith showing you a little Aussie style and how they do it down there.
What a call by Luke Fickell.
He must have seen something, Dusty. James Smith put his hat down and ran.
Big hole opens up off the left side, and no one accounts for him. You see they get the Blanco out there. They get Bruno LaBelle, one of their best blocking tight ends, out in front. And who said kickers can't be athletes? Crucial call and big-time conversion for Cincinnati.
The young man who left an Australian cherry orchard to punt at the University of Cincinnati comes up with one of the game's most pivotal plays. I'm not sure if they miss him down on that farm, but they would have missed him had he not made that play here in Cincinnati.
Big punter, too, by the way. 6'5", 235. Love that play design. It's well done by the special teams coordinator, bringing a big linebacker, getting your best blocking tight end to get out in front.
How about that?
Kirby Smart. He's not very happy about that.
From the 32. Ritter under some more heat. Goes down right near the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a yard. He's 2nd and 11. Walker there in pursuit.
We haven't talked a lot about Jordan Davis today, but watch this push he gets inside. This big man, I mean, just right here. Bench presses the center off of him, gets to the guard, walks him back to the quarterback's lap. And what I love, look at the hustle. Wow. He's 330 for goodness sakes, and he's right there to help secure Desmond Ritter get down.
Dusty, he moves too fast for a guy 330.
He's strong. And you would talk about a big reason why this Georgia defense, the run defense, is so good. It's that big man, 99, Jordan Davis.
A projected first-round pick by many. 2nd down and 17. Ritter underneath at the 31. Little or no gain on that play. As you can feel the tempo swinging Georgia's way. Ja'Shawn Jackson made that catch, but it was hit right away by Dean. 3rd down and long.
It's a tough place to be, right? Because you need time for a route to develop down the field, but your offensive line and primarily your tackles against the speed of Georgia are really struggling to hold up. Don't be surprised. Maybe a screen, something easy here to get the ball out for Desmond Ritter.
3 receivers out to the top of your screen. Be a great time for Pierce. Ritter gonna fire it on a rope. Tried to find Pierce, but it's batted away at the 40-yard line. So 4th down coming up, and the Bulldogs are coming alive. Campbell there to break it up.
Nowhere to go. And it was the pressure initially by Anderson who flushes Ritter, and quality coverage on the outside by Tyson Campbell. Right there in the hip pocket of Alec Pierce, and he gets that left hand up in a crucial pass defense to get him off the field on 3rd down.
Well, James Smith ran for a 1st down the last time he touched the ball as their punter. Rolls to his left and kicks it end over end. Fair catch called right at the 24-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs weren't caught napping on that one. We'll be right back.
For your kid's birthday, you want them to feel like the only. Just call it real. 24.
The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, brought to you by Chick-fil-A Mac and Cheese, always baked with a tasty blend of premium cheeses. Allstate, you've never been in better hands. And AT&T 5G.
Kirby Smart, present head coach for Georgia. Of course, won national championships with Nick Saban. Alabama taking on Notre Dame. Coming up right after this game, Brian Kelly, head coach of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Mac Jones, quarterback, pulling the trigger for the Crimson Tide. I'm looking forward to watching Jordan Battle, one of their key pieces defensively at safety, one of the top players on that defense. Well, Tuesday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, as well as the ESPN app. Catch history with the 86th annual Heisman Trophy ceremony with the first ever virtual presentation. Mac Jones, Devontae Smith, Trevor Lawrence, and Kyle Trask, some of the finalists. On 1st and 10, Georgia trying to get some back here in a hurry. Jackson on the move and finally pushed out of bounds.
Well, it's a great play call here, as they're going to get the screen set up. Tight end out in front, big offensive lineman out in front. An excellent run after the catch by Kearis Jackson. Quality play call and execution, and a big spot for this Georgia offense.
Getting a breather, much deserved after that sprint.
Big 42-yard gain.
All the way down to the 33. Daniels has a man open at the 18. Caught, hurdle, high, helicopter. Pickens brought down by Forrest. Pickens comfortable in midair, it looks like.
Well, he went up for a hurdle, and Forrest took out his legs as he hops up.
23-yard gain.
Nice find by JT Daniels. George Pickens got right behind second level of defense. JT Daniels locates his target. He comes crashing to the ground after a big play.
7:45 to go. Georgia getting 2 big chunks there on offense. Burton in motion. Daniels throws it up high into the end zone and out of bounds. Let's go down to Chris.
Marcus Freeman telling his defense that they have to over-communicate. It's been a theme down here all day, and telling him it's in your hands now, knowing with the struggling offense his team's had.
He knows how to press all the motivational buttons, Chris Dusty. Remember, he kept his defense on the field after they lost the conference championship a couple of years ago against Memphis. He used that motivational fuel to help fuel this run this year. Second and goal from just outside the 10. Daniels fires. It was knocked loose. What a hit he took from behind by DeBlanco.
Continue to bring pressure. Marcus Freeman being very aggressive, and DeBlanco gets there late. Big shot on JT Daniels as he tries to deliver that football.
You guys are both giving the formation.
Wow, he took a lick.
Big shot from the backside.
Another one of those fifth-year seniors, Joel DeBlanco.
You know, Marcus Freeman told us how important it was going to be in this game. They're calling that behind the line of scrimmage. So they're moving this ball way back to where that ball went out of bounds.
They lose some key yardage there, Dusty. About 11 yards in all. And Kirby Smart having an impassioned discussion with the officials there. They're going to take another look at this. There's 7:13 to go in the fourth quarter. The group of 5 trying to make a statement against the SEC and the Bulldogs.
This is big. This year, we're giving away go-to for good deals. Chevrolet. Find new roads.
7:27 to play in this ball game. The ruling on the field stands. It's a fumble. They spot it back at the 20-yard line. Rogers Redding, our rules analyst, explain for us.
This is a forward fumble which went out of bounds. And so the rule is that if you have a forward fumble goes out of bounds, it comes back to the spot of the fumble. Unlike an incomplete pass, which of course goes to the previous spot. That's why it was important for it to be whether it's a pass or a fumble.
Daniels comes underneath. Pass complete to White, who trips and falls right at about the 13-yard line. So it's 3rd down and goal.
Fourth and goal now.
You got
to kick this field goal. The way your defense is played, there's plenty of time left on the clock. Take your points. Get it down to inside a field goal game.
Still trying to digest that last play because we were never told anything. They just spotted the ball back at the 20. Under 7 minutes to go. Podlesny knocks it through. And we got a 2-point football game with 6:43 to go in the 53rd chapter of the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl. Cincinnati trying to stay stainless and perfect when we come back.
Gifts for elves, check. Now just in the day.
Serendipity.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. There's about 14 different Peachtree streets, folks, in the downtown or Atlanta area. You say, meet me at Peachtree, you're in trouble. They'll never find you. Later today, have you covered 9 different ways to enjoy the Rose Bowl game presented by Capital One and the All-State Sugar Bowl on ESPN linear and digital networks. ESPN, the main telecast, ESPN2, the Command Center, Skycast, Data Center, Spanish language, national radio broadcast, Notre Dame, Clemson, hometown radio call, Alabama, hometown radio call. Folks, we just got you covered. This is a game of momentum swings now, Dusty.
And Georgia's got all the momentum. How about the Ojulari quality rush, sack, fumble? Georgia gets on top and kind of changed the momentum of this game. Little flip to White as he gets into the end zone and pays it off. This Georgia defense has been locked in. They got it tacked on another field goal to cut it to 2. The second half, this Cincinnati offense hasn't been able to do much of anything aside from a 79-yard touchdown run by Jerome Ford, only 14 yards and 2 second-half first downs. Offensively, they've got to get something going here.
Mike Denbrock going to try and draw something up here to get them unleashed. It's not going to happen on that play. Ja'Shawn Jackson brought down immediately by Brini.
Big-time play by Latavius Brini. Watch him get up the field, fighting on the outside through the block, up the field, and a quality tackle. We've seen him do that multiple times so far here today. Stingy defense being played by the Dogs.
2nd and 13. Trips right. And now Ford motions out of the backfield. They go empty.
Good quarterback draw here.
Ritter wide open. His tight end, Bruno LaBelle, still on his feet fighting. His forward progress is going to be marked at around the 33. So it sets up a 3rd down and 2, Dusty, with under 6 minutes to go.
Ball's got to be in Desmond Ritter's hands. This is the guy who's brought you to this point, and they have held him in check throwing the football here in the second half.
He hasn't been able to hurt them with his rushing so far in this ball game. And this is a guy, Dusty, we've seen him this year rip off a 91-yard run for a touchdown in a game. We got an injured player for the Bulldogs down to the field. It's Brini who made that nice tackle 2 plays ago.
Remember earlier, Chris told us that he was dealing with some cramp issues.
Right.
So I wonder if that's what's going on as he's down on the field right now.
Latavius Brini from Miami Gardens, Florida, right there around 37th Avenue and 207th Street on the block in the bottom. Mark Jones, Dusty Dvorak. How does Cincinnati close this out now? Because offensively, we just talked about how impotent they've been. And how does, is it Ritter? They're working with Pierce. Jared Dokes isn't there. What's the play here?
3rd and 2 situation. I'm putting the ball in Desmond Ritter's hands. You know, zone read is the biggest play in their arsenal throughout the course of the season. And within that, you can also, it can become an RPO and you can dish it out to one of your tight ends. They love to arc release the tight end, and it's a read by Desmond Ritter. So you essentially take what the defense gives you, but the ball is in his hands to make such a crucial decision on a big 3rd down.
Well, this is the moment that they've played all season for. They've got the ball with a chance to make a play and further their cause here. A cause that goes perhaps beyond the scoreboard for Cincinnati and the group of 5. 3rd and 2.
Man.
Do you believe that? Wow. Mets.
Start. Offense number 51. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
They implode.
Mets on the left side, and we've talked about this quite a bit. Right before halftime, the starting left tackle, James Hudson, ejected for a targeting penalty. Insert Lawrence Metz. And he's done some good things on some run blocking, and he's had some struggles and some issues with penalties and pass protection. Not the place this Bearcat offense wanted to be against this potent pass rush.
3rd and 7. Ritter, backside pressure, tripped up, sacked. Back to the 15. The Bulldogs starting to eat on defense. Ojulari, who caused the fumble a couple of series ago, has a sack here.
And it's on Metz. And watch the hands here of Ojulari. As crafty and as good as you'll see. Gets those hands down. Metz over aggressive, leans out, and allows Ojulari to get thin, use his hands, and get the ankles of Desmond Ritter and get the 7th sack of the day for this Bulldog defense.
Great effort by Ojulari on that play. 4th and 19, and once again, James Smith into punt. High end over end punt down at the 36, fielded and swarmed immediately is Jackson. Great downfield coverage on special teams by the Bearcats.
Well, it's been a lot of really good Cincinnati defense, especially bottling up this Georgia rushing attack. They've been all over the place, as they have all year for Marcus Freeman. Good open field tackling. They brought the physicality. We knew coming in, both these teams hang their hat defensively, and man, has it lived up to the billing.
Yeah, it looks like, despite some of the heroics of Ritter throughout the course of the season, and even here this afternoon, that the Bearcats are going to have to hang their hat on defense if they're going to win this game. Meanwhile, JT Daniels for Georgia going to try and bring his team back for the win with a little over 4 minutes to go, looking to remain perfect as a start of this year. Taking a shot, popping the top on the defense, and incomplete. Underthrows his receiver. Jermaine Burton had him deep.
Yeah, Jermaine Burton, he had a beat, little double move. Had exactly what he wanted on Kobe Bryant. And Burton's just waiting for the football, and it's nowhere to be found. Misfire.
Looks like he lost it almost, Dusty.
Yeah, well, I think JT Daniels lost it out of his hand. That ball was far and outside, out of bounds. Really no chance for Jermaine Burton to make a play on that football.
2nd down and 10 as a result from the 36. 4 receivers out for the Bulldogs. Daniels gets rid of it quickly to his playmaker, Pickens. They grabbed every article of clothing on Pickens to bring him down. Kobe Bryant finally makes the tackle. Man, that uniform looking a little janky right now. I mean, guys, shirt out. Hey, man, it doesn't have to be pretty as long as you win. Pickens has won a lot for Georgia this
Crucial
year.
3rd down right here. We've seen Marcus Freeman be extremely aggressive and leave his guys in man-to-man coverage. I'd expect nothing else from him here in this spot.
3rd and 4.
Backers mugged up in the middle of that line of scrimmage right here.
Keep an eye on Myjai Sanders. They bring a blitz. They come after Daniels, gets rid of it. Catch made. What a move. But not enough. But he's going to be stopped up. McIntosh made a great catch, but he was swarmed immediately. It's going to be 4th down and a couple to go.
Well, it's exactly what we looked at pre-snap. Joe DeBlanco, as well as Jarrell White, the interior of the defensive line. DeBlanco comes clean. Miscommunication on the protection. Look at the pursuit to the football. All those red jerseys get out there to get the stop and get their defense off the field once again.
Man, everybody for the Bearcats, Dusty, getting in on that tackle.
Leave it all on the field,
They
man.
sure are.
Effort, energy, relentless pursuit to the football. That's what Luke Fickell, Marcus Freeman demand of their players, and the biggest spot in the game for that defense, that's exactly what they got.
So it's 4th down and 3 to go. Ball is at the 43-yard line. Georgia with 2 timeouts remaining. Cincinnati with their full complement of 3 timeouts. Cincinnati trying to remain perfect. They would be undefeated for the first time in the modern era of Cincinnati football. Georgia at 7-2 as they set up to punt.
And the conversations to win by Cincinnati in this climate of college football, what that would create.
It's going to set it off. Camarda. Boy, what a moonshot by Camarda. Look at that. It bounces into the end zone, though. But, man, anything in the air that long should have a movie on it. 57 yards by Camarda. Hey, don't forget, coming up next, Mac Jones, Alabama, their starting quarterback, taking on Notre Dame in the first college football playoff semifinal game. That one will be followed by Clemson and Ohio State.
I hope Notre Dame could show up and give a competitive game, but that Alabama team, they have just been so good, especially offensively. Mac Jones, Devontae Smith, Najee Harris, that offensive line, stellar. Can't wait to watch both these games after
Who are your picks, Jim? Who are your picks? Who are you taking?
Alabama, Clemson. I think Ohio State's going to show up today, though, and I think they're going to play them extremely tough. I think Ryan Day's going to have his squad ready. Let's get this one out of the way before we get to those two.
Yes, sir. Great finish. First down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Ritter going to run the play clock down all the way to 3. Safe play underneath. And a gain of about 5 to Leonard Taylor, the backup tight end. And a lot of talking there on the sidelines. Taylor with a nice catch and run.
That's one of their staple plays. Love to work the tight ends out in the flats. Easy throws for Desmond Ritter.
Get him a little confidence?
Absolutely, because there hasn't been much of it here in the second half. Bleed this clock all the way down. Take as much time off as you can.
Go with about 10 seconds to go on the play clock. Ritter keeps it. He's going to get a first down and pushed out of bounds. 2:21 to go.
Crucial first down. But I'm really surprised they snapped that ball with over 10 left on the clock. You would think if you're Mike Denbrock, offensive coordinator, and you see that, it's something you want to talk to your quarterback and say, hey, relax, let's bleed this down. Georgia with 2 timeouts remaining. You start to do the math and you kind of feel like one more first down might be enough to close out this game.
1:53 to go. First down and 10 for Ritter. Hand it off. No gain on the play. Ford stopped up immediately. It was Ford that had that big touchdown sprint early in the third quarter to get a little separation for Cincinnati. Wyatt made the tackle on him that time. As we take a look at our Capital One rewarding performance, it goes to the Cincinnati defense, which has been impervious for most of this afternoon. When you talk about holding Georgia to just 19 points
and 45 rushing yards, that to me is the story of this ball game. What they've been able to do at the line of scrimmage. Now, this is a 3-3-5 team built to stop spread offenses, and they have just been lights out. They've used a lot of movement, penetration, walking linebackers up. Marcus Freeman told us we're going to be aggressive, we're going to get after them. I think a lot of people around college football did not think that the Cincinnati Bearcats front 7 would be able to handle the physicality and size of Georgia. Not only they handled it, they've been dominant in that fashion this game.
Sometimes people can be fooled by teams when they step off the bus and you look at size. Ritter, pass was tipped but caught at the other end by Bruno LaBelle. He's about 3 yards or 2 yards short of the first down. Nakobe Dean made the tackle on him. But a nice conversion.
Same play that we saw on the other side. Okay, Bruno LaBelle, he's more of the blocking tight end. Run that zone read. They move the pocket with Desmond Ritter, and LaBelle fakes like he's going to block, sneaks out, and it's another easy throw for Desmond Ritter, setting up third and very manageable.
Well, you know what? When it comes to the procession of non-power conference teams that have upset the Blue Bloods and major conference, power conference teams, it's all football to some people. You know what I mean?
No doubt. And hey, this is
Cincinnati has an opportunity to join that list.
They wanted to make a statement here today. They wanted to use this game as a measuring stick and prove to themselves and the rest of college football that they belong in the conversations with the best teams in the entire country. They get 2 yards right here. They'll get to stake that claim.
I look at that graphic. I think about a buddy of mine who said, hey, I wasn't a 5-star football player, but I sure beat a lot of 5-star guys. 3rd and 2.
Here it is. First down. You win respect, and you win the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl.
They can put it away with a first down. Play clock is down to 13.
Got to keep the ball in Ritter's hands.
And we're going to have a timeout called by Cincinnati. Clock hasn't moved. Still 1:41 to go. 3rd down and 2. Dusty, you played the position. You've been one of those guys like Davis there. What is Kirby Smart telling his defense right now on this 3rd and 2? What's the message?
I think first off, don't jump off sides.
Okay.
Right. Watch the hard count. Okay, because it's 3rd and 2 situation. Don't be surprised by that. hold your water, watch the football. And I think, you know, just go play, read your key, do your job. We've been here before. I don't think there's any special message.
Okay.
And these guys understand the moment. They understand what's going on. Reinforce everything, all the training, all the practice, all the preparation to get to this point, and go play defense.
Whatever they've done, Dusty, here in the second half in particular, has been supremely effective. I'll tell you who's been effective, that get-back coach for Kirby Smart, pulling him back by his belt. 3rd and 2. Wiley in motion for Cincinnati. Ritter on the sprint out, hits the corner downfield, has a man tipped up, incomplete, stops the clock with 1:34 to go, and Georgia stays alive.
Well, they run sprint out. They want to get Desmond Ritter on the perimeter, and this is an incredible play by Tyreek Stevenson, because Michael Young is running wide open. Stevenson leaves his man, recognizes that Young is open, the catch-up speed, and doesn't contact the receiver, gets his arms in the air. That was the play of the game defensively for Georgia.
You called it. You called it. And there's a look at Camarda, the place kicker for Georgia, who has an opportunity perhaps, if they get in range, to win it for them.
Obviously with the incompletion, clock stops, which Georgia now with no timeouts.
Jack Podlesny. Yep. Good point, Dusty. Jack Podlesny, the place kicker, meanwhile, for Georgia, if he gets a chance. Boy, Ritter let that thing hang up there a little bit too much, you think?
He did, and he was open for a second. Like Desmond Ritter, I know he saw him, and he had to think that's a shot down the field. He probably held on to it a touch too long, but the makeup speed and the recognition of Stevenson, stellar job right there, breaking off his coverage and making a play on the football.
I'll say this now, with this ensuing punt, Dusty, the ball's at the 40-yard line. The special teams has been the least talked about, but maybe one of the most effective parts of Cincinnati's game today. What do you make about this situation coming up now?
Well, punt safe. I mean, clearly, you're going to keep your eyes on that punter. They've already done one fake punt.
Right.
Secure the catch, right? You don't want to have any penalties here. Just be smart with the football and let your offense go to work.
James Smith forces the fair catch call at the 20-yard line for Georgia. 80 yards away. But they don't need that much to get into field goal range for this guy. Jack Podlesny with a career long of 51. Did that against Tennessee back in October.
This any fun? Man.
Hey, it's a good thing I don't have blood pressure issues.
Boy, I think this is a pretty good sign that 2021 is going to be a heck of a year. What a way to start the day in the college football season in the new year.
Yes, sir. 2 more great ones after this. So we're going college football playoff semifinal games. Notre Dame, Alabama next. A lot to decide here underneath to the playmaker. George Pickens complete out of bounds with 1:23 to go.
Good route. Will come back strong. Hands by George Pickens as he looks it in and quickly steps out of bounds. Exactly what you're looking for. Nice pickup, first down, and get out of bounds to stop the clock.
From the 35. Burton split wide to the top of your screen. Pickens at the bottom. Daniels under backside pressure, got it off in time to his tailback underneath. Kenny McIntosh swarmed, and they get quickly back up to the line of scrimmage, trying to run one here. Clock running with 1:08 to go. Second down from the 39. They get a little pressure on Daniels underneath. McIntosh picks up the first down at midfield up to about the 49.
Excellent after the catch by McIntosh, running away from DeBlanco, getting up the field. Clock stops as they move the chains.
See field goal range at about the 34-yard line. First down. Daniels going to try and, he got rid of it. And the tackle stop at the 40-yard line on McIntosh again with 40 seconds to go. On the fringes of field goal range.
Crafty there by JT Daniels, stepping up and finding his running back.
Looking to get rid of it quickly again to the 35. The catch made. That's Fitzpatrick with 24 seconds to go. Still, it would be a long field goal from here. But within range for Podlesny. We have a Cincinnati player getting up slowly. That's Arquan Bush. And the fans with a smattering of boos as a result. 15 seconds to go. Cincinnati in the lead, but Georgia without any timeouts. Cincinnati just burned its final timeout. Ball's at the 36-yard line, 2nd and 6 for Georgia. One more quick play, Dusty, than the field goal. What's the thought process here offensively for Todd Monken?
Has to be something to the sidelines,
okay.
Right? Has to be something to the, can't take a sack. Has to be something to the sidelines, incompletion or something by the sidelines to get out of bounds. If you get tackled in the field of play, it's highly questionable if you can get lined up, get a play off, and be able to spike it before you can get a field goal. Would have to be very, very quick work. I think anything, you know, and they're right on the fringe of his distance. I mean, they're right there. So you don't need much. If you could get a little bit of yardage, 4 or 5 yards, something quick out, quick hitch, where receiver can step out of bounds. Anything in the field of play, very problematic.
Samir White in the backfield. It's been a lot of Kenny McIntosh before this. Running back making catches out of the backfield. 2nd and 6. 15 seconds to play. To the sideline, incomplete with 12 seconds to go. 3rd down and 6.
Marcus Freeman continues to dial up the pressure.
They're not tentative. They're not waiting back.
Getting that ball out of JT Daniels' hands as quickly as they can.
Number 36 again.
The biggest calls of Marcus Freeman's defensive coordinating career.
Cincinnati trying to stay perfect, folks. Right, number 8 in the country. 9-0 overall coming in. JT Daniels, 3-0 as their starter this year. Does he have another big play in him? Taking a shot at wide open. Incomplete. He tried to find Jermaine Burton. Jarrell White closed quickly on that.
He did have him. Just running a wheel down the sidelines. White was right there. I'm going to tell you this, though. If Burton catches that and gets tackled, that could have been a serious problem.
Jack Podlesny coming in with his first career game-winning field goal attempt from 54 yards out. There it is. Got it! Happy New Year, Bulldogs!
Wait a second. 2 seconds left, though. 2 seconds left.
He got it. Bulldogs are running onto the field. There's a flag down at the 40-yard line. There's time remaining. We have ensuing chaos in wake of that kick. Here's the call.
Foul. The field goal is good. That new play is sportsmanlike conduct on the Georgia team for coming over the field. A 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Please reset the game clock to 3 seconds.
They're going to give them another second for what that is worth.
How about this by Jack Podlesny? Career-long, game on the line.
No
Drano, no doubt, right down the middle. And I think Mr. Podlesny, I don't think he'll be having to buy his own food or drinks in Athens anytime soon. Wow, what a kick and what a drive by JT Daniels, leading this team down. Remember, just his 4th start of the season puts them in prime position to get the field goal attempt.
He knew
and
it.
Put themselves on top. Heck yeah, he knew it.
How you like me now? A new career long for Podlesny. Kirby Smart, been in this game twice as a player, and now potentially a winner as head coach. And then he noticed his sideline was a little bit exuberant.
Wow. Hey, and for anyone that tells me bowl games don't matter anymore, I present to you this as Exhibit A, that is false.
And the stark contrast on the other side, a crestfallen Cincinnati crew in wake of the Georgia celebration. 3 seconds to go. They'll kick off from their own 20 as a result of the unsportsmanlike penalty. And boy, only a miracle can help Cincinnati right now. Georgia with a key drive late, led by JT Daniels, got him in field goal range. Let's see what Cincinnati can do with remaining time here. All the way down at their own 2 is where it travels to.
Well, that is not what Cincinnati wanted.
No.
Or needed off that kick return.
They let it roll.
That was. They got 98 yards to go. What? You know what? A lot of respect for both of these programs. Cincinnati, they came in. They were looking to make this a fist fight. They gained respect, I think, all around college football, that they can stand toe-to-toe with the Blue Bloods. And how about Georgia? Down 21-10.
Unbelievable.
Weren't getting much going. And their defense, it's that Ojulari sack fumble, kind of sparked this turn of this game and the momentum. And the defense on a big 3rd and 2. Pass deflection, getting their offense the ball back with around a minute and a half to go.
And a disconsolate Luke Fickell. 2 seconds to go from their own 2. Ritter is going to be sacked for the safety. And an appropriate ending for Georgia. Who else but Ojulari, who caused a fumble earlier, had a sack and another one there to punctuate 2021 as a success in the final 4 games for the Georgia Bulldogs and Kirby Smart. And Coach got some giddy up left. They're not going to get him. Hit the Gatorade Tower. What a finish here in the 53rd edition of the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl in Atlanta. Don't forget Notre Dame, Alabama coming up next. The first of 2 college football playoff national semifinals. The Rose Bowl game presented by Capital One, and then the All-State Sugar Bowl at 8 o'clock Eastern. Clemson taking on Ohio State. Ojulari, oh yeah. They win it by field goal as the final margin. And Jack Puglesny gave them a significant margin of 1 point with that career-long 54-yard field goal. Hey, if this is the way 2021 is going to be, Dusty, I'll take it.
Let's go. What a game.
2 more great ones coming up. For Chris Button down on the sidelines, for Dusty Dvorak, I'm Mark Jones. This is just the beginning, folks. For our talent, crew behind the camera you don't get a chance to see, we're saying so long from Atlanta. Right now, we're going to send you to Reese Davis down in New Orleans. Laissez le bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll, Reese.
Welcome to the Guaranteed Rate College Football pregame.